Well, hey, we're live. Good evening, you lovely people, and welcome back to another Booze Up show. Football's back. Thank you all for joining us. We've had a big spike in subscribers as well this week, so hopefully we're going to have some new viewers. And if you are new to the channel and you enjoy what we do, don't forget, do subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and get involved in that live chat as well. I'm Nick. I'm joined as usual by John, Virgin Marshes. But this week we've got no Gary as he's having it large at Butlins in Bognier. He just texted us to complain we ain't gone live yet, ain't he, John?
Yeah, he's already on us, like Rupert Murdoch.
He's already on us. We're joined by, we will be joined hopefully by two very special guests, but at the moment it's just the one. A familiar face in Mike Brennan, who's been with us before. So thanks for coming back on the show, Mike. How are you?
Even fine, thank you guys. Fine. Hoping Dave can get on.
And like I say, we will drop Dave Hirst in, who's having severe technical issues over in Bedford. So we'll drop him into the stream. This seems to always happen on our show, doesn't it? But we'll drop him in when he does come on. So as you all know, the Booze Up is a bit of a marathon show. So pace yourself on the drinks, as we've got a lot to get through. We're going to be starting off by assessing the damage of the past 2 weeks, international break. Then we're going to talk about the latest Lingard news and rumours, which, if the last window was anything to go by, will probably be a running theme up until the end of January at least, when he eventually signs for Newcastle or someone else. And then we'll move on to the Wolves preview. And then Gary is gonna live beam his Claret and Booze news section all the way from the dance floor in Bognor. He's doing that as well. He's checked his signal. Apparently, it's all good. It's all good. John's going to mock the footballing week. And then we're going to move on to our new feature, Transfer Roulette. We're going to be reviewing centre-backs and attackers that we're currently linked with. And the Wheel of Fortune, or Wheel of Misfortune, depending on who it lands on, will determine which two players we review and virtually sign this week, and then discuss if and how they're going to fit into our team. Because let's face it, we're
a big wheel, Nick.
We're linked with hundreds, so there's no point running through them all. So we're going to let the wheel do the job for us. So let's get on with the show anyway. Section one is the just trying to establish what's happened in the past 2 weeks, really. So as you know, it's been the international break. We've had a fair few players that have been travelling around the world. I think we should start, however, with the one that sort of gave us the most dread, which was Mikel Antonio. I'm assuming that you all saw the wonder goal.
Yeah.
And the poor chap that fell over trying to knock in his rebound. Did you notice that as well?
Yeah.
That was brilliant, wasn't it? But I like a bet. And I did. This actually isn't my screenshot, but I did see this come up on the thing. And honestly, I completely shit myself when I saw that jump up. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
But like I say,
the best fan in the world went, oh.
I know he did escape unscathed. Bless him. I'll tell you what, Dave looks like he's on, so we're going to drop Dave in 1 minute. So we're doing this a bit back to front. Hang on. Here he is.
Oh, hang on. That's not him.
Is he in? He's having a mouth. He's upside down. Love
upside
the shirt,
down, you turn me.
All right, we'll let him sort that out.
Oh, hang on.
Is he back? Dave?
He moved. He's moving.
No, he can't hear us. Right, 1 minute. We'll see if we can sort that out. The next one, obviously, we'll go back to Antonio. We was all nervous, him travelling to Jamaica, but he did, he did kind of make it through unscathed. He scored two brilliant goals actually. But and then we learned we was all worried about him getting back safely, and then we learned that the wonderful and charitable Mr. David Sullivan paid $100,000 to fly Antonio straight back after the game.
The man who moaned about qualifying for the next round of the Carabao Cup because it's going to cost him $50,000 to go to.
I know.
Unbelievable.
But nonetheless, it was a nice touch, and we've got Mickey back safe and sound. The next one is with Mr. Potato Salad. Now, there were rumours circulating that Souček was injured after not featuring in the last game for the Czech team, not even from the bench. Crowd did play, and Soufal captained the team. There are other reports that say Souček is perfectly fine and that he was simply rested. But in a game that secured their qualification, it was quite important. It's a bit strange, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Do you reckon we're going to be okay, or do you think that they was just doing the right thing and resting?
I posted a thing on earlier saying with him standing like this, and he was fine.
Standing like what? Go on, Mike. Oh, lovely.
On the West Ham website, so he was fine.
I'm sure he'll be fine. Well, the next one,
is that a generic way of standing to say you're okay or something?
Absolutely, yeah.
That was the photo they used.
I know. But you're making out that because he stood like that, it means he's okay.
It could have been like a gesture of he was in dismay, because he just tested positive for COVID or something like that. But anyway, the next one is Rice. Now, this one I don't believe, but it was reported by The Athletic that Rice has not yet recovered fully from what was quite a severe viral infection. Right. I mean, I've got to be honest. There was a lot of people that said that Rice just pulled a sickie. I don't think he'd do that. So he must have been quite ill. So I am a little nervous. I think he'll play, but I am a little nervous that he won't.
Moyes did say he was very sick during the Liverpool game as well.
Yeah, I know.
Did Moyes mention him in the press conference today? Because I was still at work and I didn't catch the press conference.
I must admit,
mention him or anything?
He didn't say anyone was any doubts whatsoever. To be fair, he just said we've got a few. He's very cagey, isn't he? So
he keeps his cards close to his chest. He does.
You're not going to give much away either way, are you? I suppose.
Which I quite like. To be fair, I like this. I like the fact that no one knows if someone's injured, if someone is not playing. So if Rice is missing, no one knows that until tomorrow, and that's it. Good.
No, that's it. Yeah. That's it. And the other one was, we did. This will get more upbeat, by the way. But the news that we did get. Was that poor Oggy, he has actually ruptured his ACL, and he's going to be out for a season now. I'm not being funny. For me, but I can't for him to be out. Is he 33 or 34 now?
He's 34 in May, I think.
He's 34 in May. So by the time he comes back, he's going to be almost 35. This is a big injury, John. I personally, this could be certainly the last time he's going to be a first team player. I think. Yeah. I think for us, and it's heartbreaking. I'm gutted for him.
But what a touch of class for them to give him a contract for another year.
Again, that is right, and we seem to keep on just doing the right thing at the moment. It's very un-West Ham like.
Oh, hang on. Since the Kretinsky's money come in, he's given someone a year's wages who's crooked, and he's fucking got a private jet.
I know.
Where's our striker?
I know. The other one, again, as I've already said, this probably will become a bit of a recurring theme. Jesse Lingard moving right through till January. I think he'll sign. I personally do. But
he's already signed, hasn't he? He's already done it. He's already done it.
News came out today that his transfer talks have broken down with Manchester United. It's not happening. He's accepted that he's got to go. But there was this. Obviously, Louis Scott is his brother and his agent. And he did have this little sort of this little comment. I don't know whether it was on Twitter or Instagram, but I don't know what you're going to take from that. From the comments, I can see that most would believe that you don't need him and wouldn't even start. Exactly the same was said before he last came. Staggering to see that many don't actually want him either. Firmly noted. I mean, what do you think that means? Thumbs up and come on, you irons.
I never saw that. I never saw that.
Yeah.
First time asking that. When was that?
That was yesterday. Now I've got to be honest. The only thing that bothers me with this is no. It's not even Newcastle. It's the agent. It's his brother coming out and being outspoken. Do you remember? Obviously with Arnautovic and his brother. Yeah. I don't think if Moyes was considering signing him, I think he still will. But the fact is, I think that's going to be. Look. At the end of the day, it's a little thing, but I think that's unnecessary. I don't know why he's come back and said that. I'll be honest.
But in the same breath, you can take that all negative. But at the very end, he's put "Come on, you irons." So it's a.
I know. It's a strange message. It really is.
Yeah, it's a very cryptic. cryptic.
It is.
No, I think that's him saying like the people who are actually saying, would Lingard get into our team now? I think that's him, his brother having a little pop saying, well, yeah, of course he would.
Yeah. Well, it's a bit of a cryptic message, but like I say, he's that's Lingard talk for this week. Like I say, I still think that he will join, and I'd be over the moon if he did. I'd be over the moon.
It's all done. Number 14, it's done.
Even with his stupid brother. Right, hang on. Right, let's try Dave again. I think we may have to give up on this, Dave. I've got to be honest. It doesn't look like it's going to work. Right, okay. Right, back to it. So, like I say, I said that we would end that sort of little story section on a bit more of an upbeat section, and like I say, we've got little baby Pablo, little baby Pablo. He's had a baby. Well, he hasn't had a baby. His missus has had a baby, but great news. Another little hammer's been born, and he's a handsome little baby as well, isn't he? I don't know what he's going to call him.
He's very developed for his age. He's very developed.
He's very developed. But yeah, he's so that's obviously why Pablo wasn't.
Did you see what Soucek tweeted?
No, go on.
He tweeted to him something along the lines of, "It's very fantastic news, Pablo. I'm so glad you named him after your favourite West Ham player, David Martin." Because he's called him Martin, isn't he? Something Martin something. So which is a very un-Spanish name, isn't it? Martin, isn't it? I don't know.
Martin Fornells.
Yeah. That's
very Spanish.
Martin.
No, I know. Yeah. Is his wife Spanish?
No idea. Have you not got a picture of his wife as well to go along with other family?
I haven't. I didn't go that deep, I'm afraid. No. Not on me. I haven't my phone. But anyway, so that's enough of that. I mean, if we move on to the football, let's get stuck into the football. As we know, we've got a 3:00 Saturday kickoff coming at Wolves. What's that? Sorry.
Madness! 3:00 Saturday kickoff.
I know. It's unbelievable. I'm
used to going to IKEA.
But as you know, the last time this fixture last year.
You said you weren't going to talk about him.
Yeah.
He was great in this game. It was a bit of a masterclass performance, wasn't it? From the He was. I think he was called the Mancunian Messi in that game. He scored one great goal. It was a key pass. He indirectly assisted Fornells for his goal for the second, and then a brilliant run, amazing run, similar to what Bowen did just recently, to slip Bowen through for the third, and it was a brilliant performance from Lingard. But then after that, Wolves did get back into the game, didn't they? If you remember Traore, he absolutely roasted Soufel down the left-hand side, whipped in a left-footed cross, and then Donker, a player who probably should have been ours, he got the goal, he headed in, and then they did grab a second. It finished 3-2, and we had a bit of an anxious. We was
hanging on. We was hanging on the end, weren't we? I remember watching it with my boy, and we was really hanging on.
We was hanging on, so it weren't smooth sailing, even though we did play some good football. So yeah, it's just one of those things. I think they have improved. I mean, obviously, as you know, with Wolves, they did have Nuno when we played them last year, but that's gone now. They've replaced him. They've sacked him, and they've got a bloke in. Is his name Bruno Lage, isn't it? This chap, Bruno Lage, and he was brought in not midway through last season, probably in the last kind of 6 or 7 games, I assume. But since then, they've done pretty well. They did have a slow start to the season, but they've picked up. They have picked up. They did some good business in the summer as well, and I don't know most of the players they've signed, even though a lot of them have come in. But probably most notably is this chap, Wang Hee-Chan from RB Salzburg.
Yes.
We've been linked with him in a few windows as well, and he was brought in on loan with an option to buy for 12 million, and it looks like a great piece of business, really. I mean, to me, he looks like a brilliant player, exactly the type of player that you would imagine Moyes would love. Works his socks off. So, what do you think about him? Did we miss the boat on that?
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's early days. He's done well so far. It's early days, but from what I've seen, he does look like he's built. He's really built player. He's a well built player. He's quick. I've seen a couple of.
Not many hit the ground running in the Premier League, though, is there? So he really has. Well,
yeah, exactly.
I think we have missed the boat there.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, for that money as well. It was next to nothing. I mean, I'm not slating Vlasic, but when you look at the money that we're supposedly paid, some people say 25, others say 30 plus for Vlasic. You've got the chap who Crystal Palace have bought. Is it Odsonne Edouard? They got him in from Celtic. He's hit the ground running. He looks good. He looks good.
What's he done recently though?
No, he's a good player. I don't think he features every single game, but
he came off the bench and put Spurs to the sword, but he hasn't done much else.
He's bedded him in slowly. He doesn't start. He comes on. I think he's played Benteke quite a bit as well, surprisingly. But
I know.
I think he looks good though for the money they're going to put for the money you get.
That's what I'm trying to say. They paid 14 million for him, and this chap they've got him on loan for a year. So try before you buy.
From a Red Bull club as well, which Moyes is basing his.
Yeah, and like I say, we were linked with him, so it does make you wonder. You do kind of think why weren't we involved in that? Do you know what I mean? Bit of a strange one. But obviously in terms of recent form, it's pretty even, to be honest. I mean, we're flying. They've had a good run as well. I'm not being funny. But I suppose if you look at the games, they beat Newcastle.
Look at the games they've played.
They beat Villa. They drew against Leeds. Everton are kind of falling away, and Palace are a good team, aren't they? They lost.
Yeah, and then we've beat Tottenham, we've beat Liverpool.
Oh, no. It's obscene what we've done. Yeah. It's obscene. But like I say, in the last 5 games that we've played, we've won the last 2. Prior to that, they beat us 3 on the spin.
We haven't beaten them since they came up, have we? Since last season?
No. So. Hang on, next one. So, like I say, they are 8th. They've done quite well. They did start slow. They had a bit of a rough start, as you can see. But it is that little run of games that they've had, which I think has picked them up. And they're not a million miles away from us, but they will be, wouldn't they? By the time we're finished. But the style that they play, I'm not too sure how we're going to cope with this. I mean, if you do look, they do play.
3.
They play with a 3 at the back.
You've got to match them.
I don't. Well, you say that, mate. I disagree, because the only time this season we've tried to go 3 at the back was against Genk in that first half, and it was a catastrophe. Was it Genk? It was Genk, the away game.
The away game at Genk.
That was absolute shit, honestly. And I'll be honest.
Yeah, but was that the system or the players he had to use?
Yeah.
Not being, you know how much I love Noble, but let's be honest. Yes, he was out of that game totally. But so if we have our full squad and our better players in that system, I don't think it'll be as bad. So
no. And I've got to be honest. We know what Traore can do. We know what Jimenez can do. He's a good player. We know about Moutinho. We know about Neves as well. Semedo.
Townsend's been good, isn't he, as well? Townsend. No.
Who's that? Is that Townsend?
Not Townsend, sorry. I can't think of his bloody name there.
Well,
I can't think of his name. Go on, can't think of his name.
Obviously, they always play that back 3. We most of their team I know. The one who I don't know too much about is the one that they brought in, I think, on loan from Barcelona, at Trincao, because he seems to toggle with Traore. Traore doesn't always start. I hope he doesn't start. I've got to be honest, because I don't. I know he's technically, quite limited. That's what a lot of people say. I heard Matt Jarvis. He was on Hammer's chat the other day, and he spoke to Gio, and Gio asked him what he thought of Traore, and he said, if you'd have asked me a couple of years ago, I'd have called him a speedboat with no driver. He said, but this season it's been a little bit different. He's been much better. So
yeah.
So yeah, I've been to Molineux a few times actually. I've actually not seen us win there. I've got to be honest. It's
You're not going tomorrow, are you?
No.
Good. Well, we'll
no. No, it's a real tough place to go though. And like I say, they are a good team. They've got threats all over the pitch. Jimenez is a really good striker. He's a really, really good striker. They've got good quality in their team. This chap's got them organised. I think I'm confident that we'll win. Again, we're still evolving though. My worry is how we're going to cope with a new. We're going to be the favourite in this game.
Yes. Pressure.
We're going to be expected to win, and the thing is, you know what?
To have pressure put on us and to be favourites for a game, yeah,
absolutely. And I don't know whether I've still got the fixture slide on here, but if you have a look at this slide here, we've got Wolves. We've got to win it because after that we've got Man City, Brighton, and Chelsea.
Yeah.
So when you look at it like that, if we do want to stay in touching distance of that top four, if that is what we want, which we all want. And that's what you get the impression that that's what Moyes wants and the rest of the players. Then this is probably a bit of a must-win game for us, I would say. Well,
I'm going to be bold. Do you know what I'm going to say?
Go on.
We might lose tomorrow, but I don't think we'll lose against Chelsea and Man City.
Wow.
And I think we will beat Chelsea. Yeah.
Oh, blimey. Let's go through the chat a minute quickly before we move on. So I've got Rob. Hello, Robert. How you doing? You all right? We've got Reese Barber.
Oi.
Chris Miles. Dave's asleep. There you go. See, we saw that whiskey earlier on. We knew that was a bad idea. Robert Singleton. Oh, Gary's here, look.
He's meant to be dancing in
Dave's dial-up broadband has failed. What's this? Hey, look, he's supposed to be dancing in Butlins. What's he doing?
He's the ultimate professional.
Has the new money made a difference? He said he has a new coffee machine.
That's good. That is good.
Joe Ledge. Edward was moody at Celtic. Different player, but shit attitude. Yeah, I agree with that one. I mean, I've got to be honest. That's one of them players that I didn't really want him. But then when he scored those goals against Tottenham, I almost fell in love with him, like I do with any player that scores against Tottenham.
To be fair, I think we have missed the boat on him, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I think Dave's got a stable connection. Let's have a look. Looks like he's getting technical support from his other half. Hang on.
He's moving.
Hang on.
You can't hear him, though.
Hang on. Here he is. Hey! Dave, you on? We can hear you.
So.
Hurrah!
How are you?
I'm all right. I've had a very stressful 30 minutes, and I think it's my employer.
Your employer? You can't get the staff.
Yeah, I think there's a block on there.
Oh, cheers for joining us, mate. Well, you're good now. You got a stable connection now, so you'll be fine, mate.
Good.
You're all good. You're all good. Well, you know, you've missed a little bit. You missed a little bit. I'll tell you what. Let's just go back quickly. We have been through a few stories. Let's sort of cherry pick a couple.
He's just turned up and he's having a beer already. Look,
he's having a beer. Look, I'll tell you what. Let's go back to Lingard, Dave. I'll throw this up quickly. I don't know whether you saw it. His brother Louis Scott basically tweeted the other day in response to, well, it didn't even look like a negative comment, but he basically said, from the comments that I can see, that most would believe that we don't need him, and that he wouldn't even start. Exactly the same was said before he last came. Staggering to see that so many don't actually want him either. Firmly noted. Bit of a strange cryptic message from his brother and agent there. What do you think? Take that with a pinch of salt. Doesn't mean anything, or?
Nah, I mean we'd all love him back, wouldn't we?
I'd love him back. I would. I just don't know if his brother's going to come out and start getting all mouthy like that. I don't know whether that'll work against him in Moyes' eyes potentially.
Yeah, possibly. I think it all comes down to the player. If Lingard wants to come back to West Ham, he'll come back to West Ham.
Yeah. Apparently, there's no shortage of clubs in the running for him. I mean, Newcastle. You got to cross that off the list. He ain't going Newcastle.
No, and we've spoken about this. Newcastle are only money to him. He's going to go there. He's going to be involved in a relegation scrap. If they go down, he'll want out. So he'll spend 5 months of his playing career playing in a side that are doing shit, not getting in the England squad for the World Cup. So it's a waste of 5 months. What, for the sake of a couple of $100,000 more?
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. To Lingard, you can see he really wants to play for England. He has England in his heart.
He does massively.
That's his biggest ambition.
And that's a fantastic thing to see that he wants it, right? But surely he knows, and I'm sure he does. He ain't going to get in the England squad going to Newcastle, is he?
No, not a chance.
I can't see that.
Not a chance.
Not to win the World Cup.
He'll be their marquee signing for the next 18 months.
Yeah,
they won't sign anyone next summer that's any better than him.
Well, they reckon they're going to have to go. They're going to have to move away from the Premier League to actually sort of make any signings, because there's a bit of an uprising towards Newcastle at the moment, isn't there? I mean, the chief of the Premier League, he's lost his job, hasn't he, for signing that deal off? He's gone. So I don't know. I think they're a basket cut. And the thing is, when you build a superpower like Man City, which hopefully they won't be, but they could well be one day, you're going to go through various iterations. So the players who they sign now are not necessarily going to be their actual. This is phase one, so they're buying their phase one players now, aren't they?
Yeah, but
it's phase one where their manager's not even going to be there for their first game.
Let's be honest, it's going to go spectacularly wrong for him, and in 18 months' time, we'll all be laughing when the Arabs fuck off.
Yeah. That's it. Well, it wouldn't surprise me.
This massive club in the northeast, this sleeping giant, will always be a sleeping giant.
We all look familiar.
We must have all had a Canning Town Len done, eh?
You painted us all, that's why. You spent ages studying our faces. Whose face took you longer?
Yours. Look at the size of it.
Because it's got to be Aussie. Look at the size of his head.
I'm leaning forward, for God's sake.
His head. So obviously we touched on Lingard. I won't bother on the other ones. Apart from Ogbonna, couple of words you want to say about Ogbonna? Poor old Oggy. Worst fears confirmed, Dave. Out now for a year.
He's going to be a huge loss. He's going to be a huge loss. We've got leaders all over the pitch, but we've got probably you take Rice out of the team, and Oggy's your next man.
Oh, 100%.
He's a proper leader by example. Yeah, and leader by talking to people. Him and Zuma's relationship, bang, straight away they're on an even sort of plateau together. So it'll be a big miss, but we've got backup, and we've never had that before. Yeah. We've never had players to come in who we can go. I'm confident that Dawson, Diop can come in and do a job alongside Zuma. So
I mean, the only thing is now Ogbonna is gone. We are literally down to 3. So we are.
We've got Baptiste. We spoke about Baptiste before. You've got to look elsewhere, unless he goes out and buys someone.
But the thing is, do you think? I think with centre backs, though, I think that is one area where Moyes does value experience.
Yeah, I agree. There's an argument to be had for both. Baptiste comes in, plays in the Europa League, plays in an FA Cup game. Throw him in against Liverpool, a week and a half ago. As we did. That's
why he put Dawson on at the end. That's why he put him in.
Could you have seen a few weeks ago, if we'd have only been down to Baptiste on the bench, we'd have lost that game. And that's not having a dig at him, but we could throw experience on the pitch.
Yeah.
Do you know who it kind of did go counter to that, though? And I will say, and Moyes has done this a few times to him. I can't recall the games exactly. It might be Liverpool and Man City. I can't remember in what order. But Johnson's debut games, they were bastard games, weren't they? He's been thrown into some... At the start, he was thrown into some proper heavy games, weren't they?
His debut was at City. I was there. He played at left-back, didn't he? His debut was left-back. And he done really well, to be fair. And it was a shocking
game. We lost 1-0 helping City to the title against...
we lost by a penalty that was never a penalty. Shitty midweek game, but he was the one positive, or one of a few positives that day. I know you've been critical, Nick,
I have been, yeah. No, I've been wrong.
No.
With him, I hold my hands up. I have been wrong.
You're not alone. I have as well.
Yeah.
It's taken me a good few, months of watching him, and now he's in his rightful position. He's earned his shirt.
He's literally the week before he scored that goal where he chopped inside onto his left foot and banged it in. I was on here going, Harry's got no attacking threat.
We've all been there. I remember back in the early 90s, like I used to slag Clive Allen off every week, and if he didn't score. As soon as I called him shit, Clive Allen bagged for us. So it's reverse psychology.
I'll tell you
I'm taking absolute credit.
Dreadful tomorrow.
Nick, you're taking absolute credit for that, sincerely.
I am taking my most embarrassing one was Andy Carroll against Arsenal. I was in the West Upper, and I was going mad. I was going feral. I was screaming at him, and that was where he scored that really. It was either side of half time, but it was like the world's quickest hat trick that he scored.
Yeah,
it was fucking ridiculous, wasn't it? No, I know. I had to move seats after that.
Did you move seats quite often?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. We probably passed a couple of times, to be fair.
I couldn't look anyone in the eye after that. But yeah. But yeah, what we have done, we've quickly sort of zipped through. We zipped through the Wolves review, and we touched on our last game. Bit of a thriller, wasn't it? Obviously we ended up 3-2 that game. Was getting a bit anxious towards the end, but that was a bit of a masterclass from Lingard in that game. He was fantastic. What are your opinions on this player, Dave? I'm going to try and pronounce it again. Huang He Chan. This is a bloke who we was linked with from RB Leipzig. I've got to be honest. I've been really impressed with him.
Yeah, he's looked really good for Wolves, but I would still have Raul Jimenez ahead of him. I know age is a different thing, but the way we play with a strong central striker, I don't know where Wang or whatever his name is comes into how we play.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure because you see, I'm the other way. Because if you look at Jimenez, I think Jimenez is a bit of a conventional striker. I know he is a bit more rough and tumble, and he does get stuck in. Exactly.
Brennan, chill now.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on Haller.
But I don't know that Jimenez wouldn't. I think he's almost. I don't think we work with a conventional striker. I don't think our system works. And he is a conventional striker.
He's got a bit more about
very good.
That. He's got a lovely touch on him. He's finished.
Works hard for the team.
I do. I like him. I like him a lot. But then again, I like Haller as well. His
finish the other week against Everton was, a sublime finish.
Yeah.
Keepers come out, a little dink over him. I think he's a better player than a target man, but a lot of people see him as. So, and to work in that system that Wolves play, which they're very similar to us at times. They're very quick when they break. They break through Matinho, Neves in midfield, get the ball out to wide men, Traore when he plays, and get the break very, very quick. So, and he works in that system. So I don't think he's not as quick as Antonio, but I think he would do a job in our side. Back to Huang, whatever his name. I'm not
Mr. Wang.
Because I haven't seen enough of him to form an opinion.
No. I've got to be honest with you. From what I've seen of him, he looks like a Moyes player. Because we were linked with him, so we were scouting him. He works hard.
We've been linked with so many players. I don't know what a Moyes player is.
But this player, when you watch him, because I've watched him a few times, he does kind of embody what you would imagine Moyes would love. He works his socks off. He's one minute he's up front, next minute he's hunting. He's covering the fullback. He's chasing back.
Is he a striker or is he
plays anywhere across the front? Plays anywhere across the front. Yeah. So he's a decent looking player. But as you've said as well, rightly so, a lot of these players fade away, don't they? They start off good. They come in.
But you're gonna have to be a very good player to come into West Ham and go straight into starting lineup anyway at the minute, ain't you? So
unless you're David's golden boy.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? You're going to have to be something special to come into that, come into the club in January and get straight in a starting lineup. You know, it's going to be a while till anyone could get, you know, God forbid injuries aside, but it's going to take someone a lot of effort. Maybe Lingard, walk straight in probably.
The African nations are dictating that anyway, aren't they? So if Ben Rama goes,
exactly.
He is going to go, isn't he? He is going to
go. So what a player to bring in January to go.
Oh, it's a fantastic substitute for him, yeah.
So here's another one, though. Here's another one. If Lingard does come in, you've got. I think he will. When Ben Rama comes back, what happens then? In the first team.
We're in such uncharted territory for us as supporters and as a club. Let's get used to not talking about players who come in and be straight in the first team. We need to build a squad because if we're to progress, players have to understand that as well. They can't turn up at West Ham now and expect to play week in, week out.
Do you think they don't though, really, do they? Apart from Zuma and Lingard, that's the only two who have turned up straight away and gone in. That's it.
Well, Zuma didn't.
Zuma
played the first few games, but Moyes signed him knowing that he was, as soon as his opportunity came, he was going to play.
Yeah, he's been the first team player ever since, hasn't he? He's the first on the team sheet.
What a steal! 25 million Zuma is.
Well, especially now Ogbonna's gone. That seems amazing value for money. But I mean, what I was going to say is because we had a chat last week about. I mean, we'll get on to transfers, but Gary and Johnny, if you don't mind me saying, like they're both. I think he's just loyal. We're kind of stuck in our ways. I think you've got to think bigger. It's almost like I think it was you, John, that said when you bring a striker in, that striker's got to be happy being back up to Antonio. Well, I'm sorry. We should bring another striker in. It's going to compete with Antonio.
No, but Nick, initially, whoever, like we just said there, whoever comes in will be playing second fiddle until they can prove.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying they can't ever get in place of him. Of course they can. But what I'm saying is they are going to have to come in and prove their worth. And the types of players that generally Moyes is going to sign are not going to be big, international stars as such. So he's going to bring players in that are prepared to do that work. Work hard players, type of players.
So he's going to sign the personality as much as the ability.
Exactly.
He's going to want somebody.
Moyes' MO is to sign one massive player, then players around the squad. So he's done Zuma this year. That's what he thought. That was it. Zuma. That's what I wanted. That's it. That's done. So the thing is, it's going to be a striker.
We don't know what to expect in this next window because there's so many different rumours. This chap's come in, we don't know. Look, he's not going to be the next Abramovich, but we don't know. We don't know what his ambitions are. We don't know what sort of money's being pumped in.
Well, he made 138 million pounds last night, so he's got loads of money. He's fine.
Let's just hope, though. Let's hope that.
That's Belotti.
Regardless of how much money he's putting in.
Hello, Gatesy.
Final decision comes down to David Moyes. So if he says here's £100 million and Moyes can't sign the player he wants, he doesn't spend £100 million.
It's about signing the right players.
Well,
I think Manchester United, for fuck's sake, he's not going to spend £100 million on a player.
Brennan, it's hypothetical. It's hypothetical. Whatever money he's given, he doesn't have to spend unless he thinks he's spending on the right players who are going to improve that squad. We don't want to be spunking money left, right, and centre. We've had that with Pellegrini. He wasted money. Let's move on from that.
I think Stelios says that on. We had him on a few weeks ago. He does the West Ham network. He said, if you give Moyes 100 million, he'll give you 50 million back.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
He'll give you change. He'll give you change. Yeah.
He is Scottish.
Yeah,
for God's sake!
Sorry. If there's any
that's loads of
I do apologise.
That's my favourite shirt you got on there, Dave.
Yeah, I am.
That is a brilliant kit. That is.
I waited about 3 months for this off that guy on Twitter, and I must admit, when I opened that up, it was like Christmas Day.
I'm still waiting for my tracksuit.
Is that a legit one? Because the last kit I ordered from Twitter was a half price kit for Ben, and it never turned up. So I've ended up paying 120 quid for a shirt.
I don't want to shout the guy's name out. I won't shout his name out on here.
No.
But I'll send it over to you, Nick.
Yeah, please. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. But look, going back to the Wolves game anyway, because we're backtracked a bit. It's all your fault, Dave. It's all your fault.
Sorry.
So we've got obviously we're playing Wolves. That's their last 3 games. It's quite clear they like to play 3 at the back. Whether they play, whether it's a 5 or whether it's a 3-5-2. I mean, if you look at this, you know, it's a 3-4-2-1. But they play with 3 attackers. They do, whichever combination. I don't know. I think the only other team we haven't played that. We haven't played a team that have played 3 at the back yet, have we?
No, not
Brentford.
They played 2 up front, though, didn't they? Didn't they play with?
They still play 3 at the back.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, you're right, and that went well, didn't it?
That went well, yeah.
But I'll tell you what. If you go back to this slide here, look at the last game that
we lost.
Wolves
yeah,
lost. No, that Wolves lost at home was against Brentford.
Yeah,
that was obviously the cup game, but they lost 2-0 to Brentford as well.
It's the last game we lost.
Yeah, I know. I don't think they're going to be winning many more games, Brentford. I think they're done. I've got to be honest.
Oh,
a big statement, Nick. Jesus,
that is a big statement.
They're going to win another game.
I think they're going to win one more game. They're done. They're finished.
And that's my prediction. League up.
Hang on, he's just written off Brentford. That means they're going to get top 6.
Oh shit! Yeah, no. I've done the wrong thing here, haven't I? That's no good. Right. All right. What we do? We'll jump into our famous lineup predictor. I think it's famous. It might not be.
It's famous in your house.
Yeah.
Famous in my house.
Yeah. And like I say, we did mention before as well. There is a potential that Rice may not be playing, so we will consider that. We're gonna kind of.
It's obvious choice, isn't it?
You pull that phase, but he didn't play when we beat him last season away, did he?
No,
he was
no, he didn't. No, you're right. So
we've got options, like you said, Dave. We've got options that we never had before, you know. So
exactly.
Right, listen. The big one here, obviously, bless him, Ogbonna. Sorry, mate. You're out of the question for now. The big one here for me is around Mr. Ben Johnson. Now, Soufal captained the Czech Republic to a win the other night. Crowd played for 90 minutes as well. Souček didn't play at all in that game, which is a bit of a strange one. Do you think Johnson keeps his place?
Yes,
without a doubt.
100%.
Without a doubt.
100%.
Okay. Obviously, we don't now have. I sound like Harry Kane. Obviously.
You look like him as well.
Oh, cheers, mate. Right, we now don't possess a left-footed centre back. Now Ogbonna's gone.
Zuma plays on the left by preference.
No. He can play it, but we don't possess a left-footed centre back now. I think he does. I think it matters.
No, I don't think it does these days. Most players are 2-footed. The only
Zuma plays on the left by preference, and Diop plays on the left by preference as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, as opposed to not because they're left-footed, just they're comfortable.
Yeah,
they're professional footballers. I don't give a shit what foot they play with. You know, if they play left,
right, those 2 rounds.
So
Dawson's on the right and Zuma's on the left. Do
you think there is no chance that that Diop is going to start
alongside? No, not
Dawson start.
No. Moyes' man is Dawson. Definitely.
You're talking about him, and as somebody who's an old. If we're talking about him as a stereotypical centre forward,
he'll deal with because he's not pacey, is he? He'll deal with him.
No, there's your guys going mark.
Yeah. Obviously, not really much to talk about on the left-hand side. Mr. Cresswell. How good has he been this year? Honestly, how good has Cresswell been this year? Is this his best season? Is this his best season?
If it wasn't for Declan Rice, he's Hammer of the Year.
Yeah, I was just going to say something like that.
So far, I'd agree. His ability as a footballer is massively underappreciated. He's got a wonderful effort.
No,
and he should have.
Don't go down the England route. Don't. There's
he's got to be called up.
Right. So look. What about Fabianski? Fabianski or Areola? Fabianski stays.
Fabianski.
Right, we'll get to Rice.
I am Areola's biggest fan, but he hasn't done anything to be dropped.
Exactly, that's the point.
Yeah, he hasn't. I mean, do you know what? Areola, I mean, that is a talking point for me because I was over the moon when we got him. And he was like Superman against Man City. But we've said before in other streams, I don't know whether he's just because he was amazing for Fulham last year. I don't know whether he's just comfortable in that scenario where he's being blitzed.
Yeah.
And in a settled team where goalkeepers don't really have to do much, I think he switches off because in that scenario where we've been dominating games where he has played, he's flapped a bit. Yeah. So I don't know. He might not be the perfect keeper. We don't know yet, do we? We don't know. I definitely like him. I think there's definitely something there.
He's definitely good as a backup at the moment.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But so like I say, the other one that gets a bit of discussion is Ben Rama and Fornals. Obviously, they all play. This front three play. That it's as simple as that.
Yes.
But do you play Benny in the middle or on the left?
I watched your review
after in this game.
Review.
Yeah, in this game coming up.
Benny on the left.
This is a lineup predictor.
Benny on the left, definitely.
After the Liverpool game, you touched on it. You don't straight away after the result, and as buoyant as you were, there was the points you made about Ben Rama going out onto the left and picking on a guy who's not really a fullback in what's his name, Alexander Trent.
Yeah.
And
they bombed forward constantly, didn't they, Dave? And I think
I think that played into our hands, especially second half. I would start against Wolves like this with Ben Rama down the middle.
I've got to be honest. If Benny's towels up, if he's in the mood, he's a little bit unplayable.
They're slow at the back. Wolves are slow at the back.
Yeah.
And if you've got somebody who can link the midfield to the forward play, which Ben Rama can do better than anyone else in our team, he plays in the middle without a doubt. Yeah. Without a doubt, you've got two wide men there. You've got Bowen who can take a full back on with pace. You've got Fornals who's got pace. Ben Rama.
Fornals is offering you cover as well on the left.
Yeah, that could really, really hurt them, that front four.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's that. I don't think it matters which way you go. I do feel stupidly confident, but I have been this year. I've been getting. No. But I have been. Yes, I have been.
Bloody hell!
I called the Liverpool win.
I'm joking.
Did you?
He did, to be fair.
Yeah. I called the Liverpool win. I must admit, I feel slightly. As a West Ham fan, I feel slightly uncomfortable playing a team like Wolves away from home as a favourite. We're a favourite.
Yes, we are.
That makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. It makes
by Lauro as well. By Lauro.
Was it Lawrenson? He's predicted that we win as well. That's never a good thing, is it?
That's never a good thing.
But let's look at the disaster scenario, like we discussed earlier on. I think that Souček's going to be fine. I think that he was just rested. There is an argument that Mr. Rice might still be unwell.
I don't think so. No,
he could be unwell, but if he is, let's say he is. So let's play with that scenario. So what I'm saying is, if Rice is out, who comes in? Does Mr. Noble come in?
No,
Lanzini.
Whoa, Dave, I love you.
It's got to be Lanzini.
All day.
Lanzini.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
it can't be Noble.
And I know
it will be Noble though. You know that, didn't you? John, it will be
John,
Noble.
I know you're
a
Mark Noble fanboy. I love Mark Noble.
I'm honest enough.
I don't want him to start. I don't want him to start tomorrow if Declan Rice is not fit. And I go back to that game at Burnley last season, away from home, where Lanzini just ran the game from central midfield, sat in that deeper position. And I think this would be a very similar scenario. He can let them 3-4 in front of him just bomb on, keep the ball, but he's fitter than Noble.
Yeah.
He's
of course he is. 100%.
But I just think the type of player he is, Dave. For me, I know that people look. I made that stupid comparison with him and Souček last week, which I always do. They're different players. You can't compare them. What I was trying to say was, in certain games, to partner Rice with Lanzini, I think Lanzini, what he does, what he lacks in physical stature, he can hold the ball. He finds space. He's clever. He's intelligent. Yeah. He links play, and I think that there is value in that. I think there is.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and I'm worried about us losing him. That's my. I'll be heartbroken if he goes. I've got to be honest.
But again, go on, Dave. Sorry, mate.
No, I think this season of being in Europa League, let's hope that it's not a one-off, and in the next 2-3 seasons it's Europa League, Champions League football. We need players like Lanzini in our squad.
Yeah,
that injury done him in terms of a player who can run at people from in the last third and beat players, but it doesn't mean he shouldn't figure in our squad.
He's still got he's still got a lot of talent, isn't he? A load of talent.
Yeah, that talent doesn't go away, and he's got the footballing brain to be able to drop deeper and dictate games of football, which he has done. So, to lose him would be fucking. We're not catching.
I'd be heartbroken.
Yeah, I would. Do you know? I go back to
we was talking about him last week.
Yeah, we was Lanzini, and it's
kind of about him last week
because my worry is like John said is that
Nick thinks he'll go.
I think if he can't hold down a place, if he's just going to be a backup player, he's 28 years old, he's in his prime. I said twilight last week. That was a wrong terminology. I meant in his prime. These are his best years in front of him. I think if you're a footballer, you want to play football.
But then we can say that about.
But you also want to be somewhere where you love playing when you do play.
So you're giving the Jesse Lingard treatment to him.
It depends.
I think we're doing a Jesse Lingard. I think we're doing what Man United are doing to Jesse Lingard. In a sense, we're doing that to Lanzini.
Lingard's just not playing in games in any competition, is he? Whereas Lanzini is playing in Europe, is playing in the League Cup. That there's a squad of players there who all want to be playing every game, regardless of what the tournament is. So I don't know. I don't think he'll be looking to get away. I'm not so sure, Nick. I'm not so sure.
Well, look, hopefully not. So that being the case, so we're agreeing that you agree with that, John Lanzini. If Rice ain't available?
I think it's the obvious choice. Yeah, of course it is. I'm a noble lover, but I'm also a realist. Yeah, I think Lanzini's the obvious choice.
Okay, mate. All right. Okay. Well,
what's he laughing at?
I was going to say title of your sex tape.
Common knowledge.
So let's go for match predictions then. Let's wrap up that preview. Go on, Dave. We go with you first. What do you reckon the score's going to be?
3-1 West Ham.
3-1 West Ham. Mike?
Yeah.
Desmond?
2-2.
Yep.
Nigel Khan. Listen to Nigel Khan. Virgil?
2-1 West Ham.
I'm going to go for 3-2. Same score as last year.
Ooh.
I'm going for 3-2, but we're going to win. I think we're going to win. I think.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm not. Obviously, I want us to win, but I really want us to win this game because I just think it'd be such a shame for us to start to fall away. And I think with that 3 games that we've got coming up, this little group here, look, this one I showed this lot earlier on, Dave. You probably know the fixtures anyway, but it's really important when you got we've got Wolves, we then got Man City, Brighton, and Chelsea. We need to. It would be good for us to come off go into those games off the back of a win, So I think it's really important that we win.
Yeah, and if we don't go into tomorrow's game and then come out with something, it doesn't make the Liverpool game pointless. But
exactly, I know what you're saying.
You kind of go and win a game like that, and then we've had a break, and it would be really, really disappointing. There'd be a massive come down where the club's on a big high, fans are, players are. It would be.
It's difficult. It's difficult, isn't it? Because you don't want to appear entitled, but the fact of the matter is, I think where we're competing now, I mean, we've done like Premier League predictors every week, and once you're up this part of the table, you can win like 4 weeks on the spin and not move because everyone above you is winning as well. So you kind of, it's the one who falls first. It is a little bit heartbreaking when it might be nothing. It could just be bad luck. It could be nothing. But
if you're David Moyes, I'd be going into the change rooms going, listen, lads, everyone is waiting for you to fail. Everyone is expecting us to fuck up at some point.
Yeah.
That's team talk enough.
Yeah.
You know, that's enough to drive them players on week in, week out. Everyone's waiting. Everyone's expecting it. Go back to, fucking hell, I'm showing my own age here. 1985, 86, you know, when we finished third. That run we went on, was it 7, 8 games, 9 games, consecutive wins?
We're on that.
Yeah.
You know,
we're on that run.
I know. We're actually on that run.
We're on that run now.
I know. And why has it got to stop? Why has it got to stop tomorrow? Why has it got to stop against Chelsea, Brighton? It doesn't have to. We've got the players, we've got confidence, we've got a manager, we've got a squad. You know, let's not be so fucking.
I think we're going to win.
Times and expect it.
Well, look, I think it's as we've said before. You know, none of us are used to this, are we? We're not. We're West Ham fans. We're used to being shit. Basically, we're used to having a few good games, and then the wheels falling off. I'm still sitting here waiting for the wheels to fall off. You know, and I probably will be. We could be 6 points clear with a game left, and I still think we're going to lose a league.
When you got the trophy in the hand, what's going on?
I know he's going to drop it. He's going to drop that trophy, But yeah, anyway, so that's that wraps up. Anyway, let's move into the Claret and Booze news. Now, as I said earlier on, Gary is going to live beam his news section from Bognor Regis, from the dance floor. So he's got 3 stories, and the first one is going to be here. So listen closely. Here we go.
Welcome to Claret and Booze News. This is Gary, and while I'm off getting drunk elsewhere, I thought I'd pre-record the news and throw in a few controversial ones, seeing as I'm not there. So, starting with our first story, big one this week: West Ham fans banned from Vienna. So, this week UEFA announced that West Ham are not allowed to sell match tickets to our own fans for next week's away trip to Rapid Vienna. They aren't stopping West Ham fans from entering the country. It was an odd announcement for it to happen so late in the day, you know, just before the game, after probably hundreds or even a few thousand people have booked their flights and hotels. Most of it won't be refundable. This means that probably several hundred ticketless West Hams will descend upon Vienna next week, where they'll be looking for a bar to watch the game and, maybe even turn up at the ground without tickets, which is why we got banned in the first place. So I've seen a couple of videos of the trouble in Genk, and apart from the storming of the gate, it appears that around the ground it was relatively minimal. The stated 150 people who stormed the gates seem to have been slightly on that's a bit of an overestimation. I think, having seen some of the videos. But anyway, there was also an incident of Genk fans attacking West Ham in the car park, and then a report of some larger scuffles somewhere away from the ground. I think storming the gate without tickets is one thing. Getting attacked at random is something that can happen to any of us at any time on that sort of away trip. And most people would defend themselves in that situation. So I'm in several minds over this. I don't doubt there was a small number of people looking for trouble, but the majority would have been well behaved. My view is that UEFA have shown no respect to the vast majority of decent West Ham fans by issuing the ban so late. In fact, it will cause more trouble than it's going to solve, with masses travelling ticketless, not to mention those will be in the home and neutral stands. So while I can see probably why they punished us, I think they got this one all a little bit wrong. What do you all think?
Mike.
I told you the first one. I fucking told you.
Right. Well, listen, this one's for you because you're the European traveller here, Dave. So do you feel any guilt and remorse about jumping that gate in that last
game? It was me who led the charge. Me and 2 mates. So, yeah, the 150 is not true.
It's all your fault. It's all your fault. But look, we know that it's all irrelevant now. You know, if ever there was a good time to get a ban, it's now, because Austria is going into lockdown as of Monday. We can see you sneaking out. We can see you sneaking out. So obviously it is irrelevant now because it looks like it's going to be played in an empty stadium anyway. But he's right. Gary's right. What bullshit timing, isn't it, for the people that paid for flights and tickets and all that to go out there?
Yeah, but does the ban continue?
Sorry?
Does the ban overrun now?
No, the ban isn't overrun. It's irrelevant because
that can't be. You can't move that around to suit the whole short.
COVID.
What are you saying that they could extend? Are you saying they could extend the ban and move it?
Yeah.
Oh no way! No way!
Yeah, they will.
Do you think so?
I'm sure they will. So
that's bullshit. That is nonsense if they do that. That really is. But Dave, obviously you've travelled away. Which game did you go to? Was it the?
It was the Genk game.
Yeah, it went Genk.
It was the Genk. And did you didn't get pictured when you climbed the fence? You didn't. You got away with that.
No.
Did you have any bad experiences over there?
I ripped my finger off, and I threw it, and it distracted everyone, and I was in.
What was your experience like when you went over there? Did you go over there the day before and spend a couple of days there?
We went Thursday morning.
Yeah.
And this was probably the best part of the whole experience for me. And it sounds a little bit lame, but got to St Pancras at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
2030 West Ham queuing at Wetherspoons to get in and have breakfast and a beer. Then once we got through to the Eurostar to get on, it was just started to get it was teeming with West Ham, and everyone was really buzzing, and you could see the excitement of being in that position, because we're not Chelsea, we're not Liverpool, Man United. It's all new to us, and the excitement before even getting on the train to go over there was it just built all the time. You got on the trains like a little kid, going on holiday, and you got through the tunnel like, oh, we're in France, and then like, on your phone, we're in Belgium. It was fantastic. It was such a great experience. And then the Irish bar in Houset where we stayed was a brilliant experience.
It was good. Did you have any trouble? Was there any trouble when you was out there, or nothing really?
You see anything?
Getting down the stairs from the toilet in the Irish bar, which were like that. That was about the only trouble.
Yeah.
And that was after about 10 Belgian beers.
I'm sure someone was pouring pints of Guinness on it. I mean, how many people see fall down there?
Do you think that West Ham fans on the whole probably get a little bit of a bad rap? As you said, we're not used to this. We're all like kids at Christmas. There's booze involved. We're getting drunk. We're having a good time. Yes, sometimes there are examples, as we've seen in videos that have been released, where people do go too far, and you can't go in. You can't excuse that. But
it was no different than it'll be tomorrow.
No.
Exactly.
But do you think that it is a little bit of that? Do you think it's almost a little bit unfair? Because we're not used to this. We saw it when these countries come over, not countries, when these teams come over to us. You know, we saw it with Vienna and with Genk as well.
They want to have a go. They want to have a go.
They want to have a go. You know, you do get a lot of that, and I know they got a ban, didn't they? Vienna did, and that's why we've subsequently got one as well. That to make a stand. But I think the only irritating thing is, I mean, did you say? I don't know whether you was being sarcastic, but you guys booked your tickets for Seville already?
Yeah.
Have you really?
Yeah.
That is showing the faith, that isn't it?
Yeah. No, we booked hotels, so just simply because. If we were to get that, I don't want to spend
a good hotel.
What it's going to cost me for 3 nights for 1 night.
Yeah, that's it. And I'll tell you what, if ever there's going to be a game to jump a fence, it's going to be that one. That's what I will say.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's
there'll be more than
we'll sit outside the bar and watch the game.
Yeah. No, it's and that's a very sort of credible point, Michael, because it's not just about being inside the game.
It's the experience. It's being there. It's just being there.
The whole experience, being in the bars all around the ground, and that's what makes it better.
Do you know what it's like? Do you know what it's like? Obviously, being a London cabbie, when the Euros was on, it was like when all the Scots came down to London who had no tickets. There was tens of thousands of Scots in London who didn't have a ticket, but they just wanted to be in a bar in London and experience it. Yeah. And it's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly the same.
And that's the thing. All those people that, if there wasn't going to be a lockdown as of Monday, those people that bought tickets and flights, they would still be going. They would still be going to Vienna, wouldn't they? 100% they would be. And it would probably end up in another ban. Would have a ban for the front. It would be carnage. Yeah, it would be. So hopefully we can just kind of we can kind of time it right and behave ourselves in the semi-final, so we can all go and enjoy the final. That's the main thing.
I tell you, Nick, the support that I see for West Ham out there was phenomenal.
Yeah,
it was typical West Ham.
I've got to say, I've not seen anything that says we've done anything wrong out there.
It was loud. It was fun. It was banter. It was just what you imagined. Like it was an away game abroad. That's all. Everyone's having a great time.
And the thing is, you know what was really wrong as well? That you're talking thousands that went out there as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's so wrong because in every crowd you're going to get a couple of wankers. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
You are going to get that. So, and every club, but every club are, aren't they? Every team are going to have that element. But it just seems to get inflamed and highlighted when it's West Ham. Oh, look what this person's done. What that person's done. He's wearing a West Ham shirt. Everyone's got. We've all got our idiots. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not. Yeah, but no. But like I say, it's all a little bit irrelevant now. I mean, that would be nonsense if what you just said there, Mike. If they did defer it now because of the lockdown and pushed it onto the next game, that would be unthinkable, wouldn't it? But anyway, let's move on to story 2.
Next story, and I must point out, I'm playing devil's advocate on this one, or perhaps doing a Nick. This came about because of an article written by Paddy Kenny, the former Sheffield United goalkeeper in Football 247, this week, where he says Declan owes West Ham. He owes West Ham and should sign a new deal. So to recap, Dec was released by Chelsea in 2014 when he was 14 years old. Since that time, he's learnt his trade and grown his stature, developed his ability and played in a few different positions, always advancing his game. He's now the club captain on the pitch and he's probably the first name on the England team sheet as well, after playing a few friendlies for the Republic of Ireland. There is widespread interest, obviously, from so-called big clubs because they can see exactly what he is, probably the best central defensive midfielder in Europe and one of the best in the world. And us fans have done nothing but support him since he first came onto the scene. Dec is 22, and so this has been an 8-year West Ham journey for him. West Ham clearly invested in him and gave him his chance early on. Obviously, it was up to him to step up, and he did. But I personally find the talk of him going to Man United really annoying, irritating. What could he do there that he can't do with us? Especially because, Man United's a bit of a basket case right now. As for Chelsea, they dumped him. Age 14. So while he was a boyhood fan, and it must have really been heartbreaking for him, I find it a little bit annoying as well that when people suggest he'll just, forget that they dumped him and run back to them. But above all else, West Ham helped make Dec what he is today. Yet he's stalling on signing a contract extension. So my question to you is this. Assuming we pay him the market rate, okay, most expensive player in our history, etc. Does Dec owe us? And should he sign that contract offer? Or will he be ruthless like he was with Ireland?
Can I come in straight away here?
Go on, Mike, you go in. Go on, let's go to you first. You and Dave can have this one.
Okay, right. His dad, fact, verbatim, hates Chelsea. He's not going there because of
the way he was treated.
Yeah, because they don't.
Is that true?
That is 100% true.
Okay.
My source, Mason Mount.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, football friends.
Yeah,
that's where he just came back from. When he came back, he was just pushing him back under the cupboard under the stairs.
Mason Mount's making a cheese and ham toast in his kitchen.
So is that true? So
that is true. That is true.
Okay,
he's not going back to Chelsea. I don't think he's going to leave us.
No. Okay.
Go on, Dave.
I can't see it.
Does he owe us? No, he don't.
I agree.
He doesn't owe us. Owes himself to do what's right for him as a professional footballer. Because any of us who are successful in whatever we do will do what's best for us, regardless of.
100%.
You could start a company as an apprentice, work there for 20 years, and then think, do you know what? This company are going to make me a better better at what I do, offer me more in terms of money, whatever. I don't think Declan's the sort of person who's going to go, I'm going to move there for money.
No,
he's going to move to enhance his career. That's it. I think he'll stay with us for a couple more years. I think he'll be a decisive factor on Lingard coming in.
Yeah.
And he'll probably will be a decisive factor next summer on players signing. So, you imagine David Moyes, if I can keep hold of you've got players like Lingard, we can build a club around you. You're the captain, we'll make you the most paid player in the club. Why has he got to go? He hasn't got to go to improve himself as a player.
They won't make him the most paid player in the club.
Who won't?
No, they will. They've offered him. They've offered him money to make him the most highest paid player, but not to the levels that perhaps he deserves.
Not to the levels of Yarmolenko.
I reckon they will.
Simply no, they haven't. They haven't.
No, they haven't. I didn't say they have. I'm not saying they have. I think they will. I think next summer they'll say to him, to keep you, we will pay you X amount.
He asked for £200 a week.
Yeah, but for me, as far as I'm concerned, because we'll move on to sort of wages and all that later. But for me, I'd pay him that in a heartbeat. He's worth it.
He definitely is. He is, but that's what he's asked for.
We paid Wilshere £100,000 a week.
Who's told you that? There's Mason Mount told you that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what, he's very loose-lipped, isn't he? I won't trust him. Not at all.
He is. Is he the Mason Mount or is it a lookalike?
Well, he was at my girl's school the other day, so I asked
him. But now, go on, John. What's your thoughts, John, on that?
Like Dave said, really, I don't think he owes us, but I don't think he's in any great rush to sign a new contract because he's not money motivated at this moment in time. He's enjoying his football. It will come down to money at some stage, maybe in the future, but he's still got a couple of years left on his contract anyway. And people say, well, he's missing out on 40 grand more or 50 grand more now. But to me, it shows that he's got a lot of respect for the club, loves the club. He's not greedy, and that's it. Because otherwise, he would have signed it, wouldn't he?
He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
Whether he signs that contract or not, if someone came with £200 million, we would sell him. Whether he signs that extension or not. So it doesn't matter if he's got another 2 years on top of the 2 years he's already got, because he's with us now. Yeah. And at the end of the day, he'll sign that in the summer. But again, if someone comes in the summer after, he'll go if we want to sell him.
But hypothetically, in 2 years' time, Kretinsky or whatever his name is, has ploughed a load of money in, and we've won a few trophies, and we've brought players in, and we're challenging on the league titles and in Europe. Why has he got to go anywhere?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Let's spin it the other way. Let's be a little bit positive about it. We're in a real good position to keep hold of him now. Especially now we've got some backing elsewhere. So I don't. But Rob said he's not going anywhere before 2022. I'll probably argue 2023.
Yeah. I mean, I've got to be honest. I feel the same. I'm worried about it, but I'll answer the question as well. Does Declan Rice owe us? No, he fucking doesn't owe us at all. He's repaid everything in full. As good as Moyes has been, Declan Rice has been just as important in this rise to where we are. He's that important. He's brilliant. He plays every game. He don't just maintain his levels. He gets better every game.
Who gave Rice his debut?
What's that?
Who gave Rice his debut? Was it Pellegrini?
It was Bilic.
Bilic.
It was Bilic. But like I say, I think we don't owe him. No. Yeah, no. We owe him. No, we owe him. I think that Rice's stance on not signing a contract, is it bad? No, because I think, like I said, that article that I read about Kretinsky, where apparently Kretinsky, he's got the measure of Rice. He respects him. He knows what type of person he is.
100 grams off.
No, yeah. But apparently what he said, I'm not going to, because Rice clearly isn't just about money. So apparently what Kretinsky has said is that I'm going to go and talk to Rice about renewing his contract after the January transfer window when I've shown the intent. They know, as a club, that West Ham have to be moving forward to keep Declan Rice. So that is healthy for the club. He's cracking the whip by not signing that contract and bending over. He's cracking the whip and he's saying, no, keep on going.
Yeah, 22 years old, captain of his club, future captain of his country.
Definitely future captain of his country.
Yeah, of course he is.
Without a doubt.
Gareth Southgate has said as much. You know, the guy, the sky is his.
Ben Hoddle's just called the best player in the Premier League.
I saw that. No, I heard that on TalkSport.
Fucking hell. No.
He's the best central midfielder in the Premier League by a distance.
He's the best player in the Premier League. That's it.
Leicester fans having this argument about Ndidi being better. Get back in your lane.
Oh, no chance.
You're deluded.
No chance. I mean, I've got to be honest. I do go in a bit hard on Souček sometimes, but when you look at who he's being compared against, I do think that Declan Rice is world class. He's world class.
Can we go back to the league game? They have completely swapped the roles around, haven't they? Souček is now doing the Rice role that they had the season before. That's it. Souček was scoring goals, Rice wasn't. Now Rice is scoring goals, Souček isn't.
No. I think what's happened. I don't think that's happened, Mike. If I'm going to be perfectly honest, I'm going to go on another little Souček rant here. Basically, what was happening was at the start of the season, they was obviously what Rice has obviously gone to Moyes and said, look, I want to be more progressive. Yeah. Moyes has tried to accommodate that. Now, what's happened is ideally, when you got two players like that, it were two amazingly good central midfielders. One goes, one stays. One goes, one stays. It weren't working. It wasn't working for whatever reason. Each player has got to have their own job. I think Rice is a holding midfielder. Souček is a box-to-box, but Rice has got license. Rice has got license to drive when he gets the opportunity.
Can I say something though? I don't. This idea that Rice has gone to Moyes and go, I want to be more progressive.
No, I'm not saying demanded it. I'm not saying demanded it. I reckon he's probably got the Moyes 100%. Look at how he keeps progressing, John.
Yeah, but I think look, they're professional coaches and managers. They can see that Rice has the ability to be more progressive going forwards than Souček may be. So I don't think Rice would go, I think I can do it. It's a discussion. It's a mutual decision between the two parties.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? And it hasn't worked. And it hasn't worked possibly because Souček can't do what Rice wants.
He can't do what Rice does. Unfortunately, he's not.
But that's because Rice. That's not a detriment. That's not a negative to Souček. It's because Rice is so good at what he does. That's it.
Yeah, I know.
And that's the thing. I honestly look at Declan Rice and see another Yaya Toure, Steven Gerrard player.
Massive.
You know what? I'm gonna be controversial because Steven Gerrard was a legend. I hate the fucker for what he did in that cup final. But do you know what? He was a great player, a big game player, similar to Rice. I'm pretty certain that Gerrard wasn't at Declan Rice's level at 22 years old.
Roy Keane said the same about himself.
He won't.
Yeah, he didn't have the game. Didn't have the game time.
No.
Yeah. Roy Keane said, "I was not as good as Declan Rice at that age."
No.
I don't know about Gerrard.
And that is to be fair,
that's a big shout.
It's not 22 years old.
It's not really a big shout when it's talking.
Gerrard started really young. You'd have to go back on that one.
Why?
Tommy Murphy.
I know.
You really? I'm sure Gerrard was really young when he started.
No. What I'm saying is he was young. He weren't Michael
Owen.
He wasn't
as influential.
He weren't Michael Owen young, but he weren't as influential. And he weren't. Honestly, Declan Rice is 22 now. You go back. Declan Rice has been influential to our football club for 2 years. He has been. As Declan Rice has improved, West Ham have improved. I'm sorry.
You know what they need to do. Sky need to bring back player cam, so all these other fans who still are unsure can just watch Declan Rice for a game. Because even when he's not touching the ball, he don't stop moving. He does not stop talking. He is constant the whole game. He never switches off. It's amazing.
Well, it's after what you said, John. You mentioned that on one of our early streams. And in the game that we went to, I can't remember which game it was, but Ben, because my son watches, he plays. Yeah. He's 12, and he's a central defensive midfielder. And what he did was, after what John said, he just watched Rice for the whole game, and he basically said, he said, I can't believe how much he does. Even more so when he's not in possession of the ball. He's constantly. He's at 22 years old. He is a leader, and he done that when he first came into the team. He's constantly pointing his finger, constantly shouting, constantly scanning. He's so good, so good.
His timeline through his first game, his first team professional game, to where he is now is so short.
I know.
His first game for West Ham, then also his first goal, his first start for England. It is ridiculous.
And then people still say he's the central defender.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. No, like Gary Neville. Gary Neville. He can go to Man United, but he'll probably have to be a centre back. I mean, I'm not being funny. We've all agreed this anyway. If he was at Man United, if Declan Rice was a Man United player, he'd still be in their under 23 team.
Yeah,
and he'd be half the player, a quarter of the player that he is now. Now
they're ruining players now, aren't they?
They're ruining players now. Look at Van der Beek. Look at what they've done to Van der Beek.
They have got Fred and McTominay in front of it.
But McTominay's better than Declan Rice.
So is Sean Longstaff.
Hello,
Where is he now?
That night out, that was brilliant.
It doesn't really matter what other fans think of him. It's ours, and I would sooner.
Yeah, that's right from Tom Murphy there. Look, the way Rice plays, you'd think he's been playing top flight football for a decade.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Like Dave said, his trajectory from starting his debut to now is through the roof. It's through the roof.
But that's what I mean. When we kind of as Rice had a good game, like you say, some players are 7 out of 10 every game, 8 out of 10. Now Rice has had another good game. Rice don't just have another good game. Like I said to you, his level goes up. It gets better every game.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Why number 4
do you remember the last time Rice had a bad game? What you would consider a bad game? A bad game.
Only me being overcritical when I'm watching it.
Yeah, I can't. But
I think it's due to a combination of players, and it's not in a West Ham shirt. It was the England-Scotland game in the Euros. I think that was just purely down to it was a shit performance all round.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There is that.
I can't think of a time where I've watched him for West Ham and gone. I've probably watched him before. That weren't your best game,
but his best is so high.
His best is high. Yeah.
Best is 7.
Went up to Leeds. Went up to Leeds in September.
His worst is 7. His worst is 7.
His second half performance was phenomenal. You know, first half I don't think we were brilliant, but second half he stepped it up a level, and it was through him that we won the game. I mean, I don't know if you remember the goal was him and Antonio.
Was that the Everton game, Dave?
No, Leeds.
Yeah.
No, we're defending for not defending for our lives. We're defending on the edge of our box. Declan's won a challenge. Ball's dropped to Antonio, who's held it up well. It's gone out to Soufal. Both players have made a fucking. They don't make that run at West Ham.
No.
Or they didn't a few years ago. They would have just held their position. All of a sudden, you've got Declan Rice bursting down the right wing, Antonio down the middle, and we go and win the game. That's not our club.
What that is Antonio opening his body up to fucking slightly past the keeper either. That was.
Have you seen that stat as well? When you consider how often Declan Rice bursts with the ball and he runs through players, and he's only been dispossessed twice this season. Dispossessed twice. Like I say, that was a stat that I saw before lockdown. But he's been dispossessed twice. I mean, that's insane. Because he ain't like he just plays safe, does he? He doesn't do that.
It's not like he's not on the ball and he plays safe.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
exactly, he's only been dispossessed twice. Every game, he'll see an opposite. If we need like Gerrard, you can liken him to Gerrard. Rice is that player. If our team needs picking up, there's only one player who's going to pick that team up. He's going to go, fuck this, give me the ball, I'm going.
His goal in Zagreb.
Yeah.
Mate, if that was Steven Gerrard 10 years ago,
I know.
The media would play it on repeat for months. You know, and it's like the FA Cup final when Gerrard did win it for. I hate it. I know, but having one player in your team that can make that sort of difference, we've got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, do you know, if
we could conceivably win something this season with having a player like that in our team,
I think so. Like you just said, if we'd have had that type of mentality, because Liverpool had Gerrard. If we'd have had that type of mentality in that cup final, because Declan Rice is a fucking winner, and he will. I think he will stay with West Ham if we can and he will take us with him. He will stay with West Ham if we can keep up with him. If we can keep up with him, and we can kind of build that team, and we can keep on kind of going and keep on challenging, I think that he'll stay with West Ham, and I think that's good for West Ham that we've got that. It's almost like an unwritten ultimatum. They know they know what they've got to do to keep Declan Rice, and they know how important Declan Rice is, because make no bones about it, we ain't got Declan Rice last year. We're not even finishing in the top 10. I'm telling you now. We're not. We're not even finishing in that top 10. That is how important Declan Rice is to our team.
Yeah, well,
going back the season before, we're not in the Premier League without Declan Rice.
Yeah, true.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that is how important he is. And people say, "Oh, he's a defensive midfielder." What are you talking about? No, he's a heartbeat of our team. Like you just said, he grabs the game by the scruff of the neck. He's fantastic. But anyway, I think we all agree. We all love Rice.
Yeah.
He don't know us. Fuck all. We owe him. Deck, we love you. Stay. Please stay.
Oh,
please.
He's definitely staying now. You said it.
Please stay. Please stay.
No, he is. He's definitely staying.
I know. Right, third story. I'm going for a wee. John, you take over. If I'm not going
for a
hurry up.
Okay, so we'll remember the Burnley game where the bloke ran on the pitch and lifted up the corner flag in the centre circle. This was our club at its lowest point, the worst time in our turbulent relationship with Gold, Sullivan and Brady. The hashtag GSB out campaign was in full swing, and it's never really gone away. A march before lockdown attracted 3,000 to 4,000 people, and a recent protest attracted just a few hundred, as it was obvious that most people will only protest when things are going badly. But was this the last protest? Now we have Daniel Kretinsky, the Czech Sphinx on board, and Gold and Sullivan do not hold a majority shareholding individually. In fact, of the three, Gold has the fewer shares. So apparently the club has shifted, albeit not as much as we'd prefer just yet. So my question is this: is the hashtag GSB out campaign now dead? And if not, when will that happen? Do the people who run that campaign, do they want them completely out of the club? Or would they just settle for them having no control?
I'm going to go no control on that one.
I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you the floor on this one, Mike, first, if you don't mind. Dave, sorry, mate. Go on, Mike. Would you reckon?
I will go no control on this one. Well, why would you? Like, if they're not there, that's it. They're done. They're gone. They're gone. Doesn't matter how many little babies they've got on the board. They're just people who are under the carpet.
Yeah, but the question is GSB out done? No, it's not. It's never going to go away until they are gone, because people are unforgiving.
Agreed.
Gold has sold his shares basically.
Let's park what's going on at the moment, because that's always going to cloud judgment. So we're doing fantastically well. I absolutely love it, but they have still lied to us. You can't go back and go, well, just because we're doing well now, all the lies become irreversed. They lied to us. They said we were going to be in a fantastic stadium. It's not a great stadium. As much as it's improving in terms of atmosphere, it's still the same stadium. It's still got them open chasms that I cannot stand. That fucking concourse that's ugly, and the big walk from Stratford Station to the ground. It's not Upton Park. I don't look. We are where we are with it. We're never going to get away from that. But I think they sold us down the river when they sold the stadium, sold Upton Park and moved to Stratford.
I think the thing with me is I'm not a fan of Gold and Sullivan at all. However, I've never protested right? So you could say I'm akin to them, or I'm with them through silence or whatever, right? But like you, I agree. It's buzzing over the London Stadium at the minute, but that's not because of the stadium. That's because of the players on the pitch.
Of course it is.
You know, it's not a football stadium.
No.
But in the same breath, I'm not somebody who would ever go on one of those protests. Why, I don't know. It's just not in me, and I'm not having a go at anyone that does, because obviously Nigel Khan's been on the show, and when you listen to Nigel Khan, you can't, whatever you think about it, you can't help but see it from his point of view, where he's, you know, he cares for the club.
He wins you over.
He's not doing it to be malicious or cause problems or influence the team with poor results. These people are there because they love West Ham.
Yeah.
And if I had the balls, I'd probably do it as well. But I'm just not that type of guy, you know.
No, I don't. I've spoke with people, and the guy holding the flag, I've met him on a couple of occasions, and he's not doing that to cause trouble.
No,
he's doing that for his love for the club.
Exactly.
You know, and it's easy to sit back and go, well, now we're doing well. We can forget the lies we've been told. But do you know what? Gary's an arsehole for putting that question out here and not being on here.
He is. He's done this to get me in trouble, Dave. That's why I want to toilet.
Yeah. And if
you left me in the lurch.
I know.
Claret and Booster started 5 years ago.
In a minute, so
if Claret and Booster started five years ago, it'd probably been a relevant question. So, no, do you know what? I'm going to sit on the fence with it.
Yeah, I think for me, I think it's the beginning. Look, what do I want? Golden, Sullivan, especially Brady, to go? Yes, I do. Did I want just anyone to replace them? No. I don't think we've got just anyone. I think we've got someone who's quite a reputable businessman. He's someone who knows a little bit about football, and he's quite wealthy as well. I think we've kind of, especially after we've just all that Pi Capital shit. I mean, this is brilliant that we've got this guy, and he's not messing around. You know, 27% is a huge stake. He's going to be getting involved when this clause, whatever it is, that Golden Sullivan can't.
He's bought the club, basically.
He's going to buy the club. He's going to buy the club.
Yeah.
And to be honest, he's a sensible bloke. I'm happy with this. He ain't just bought the club. He's bought the model as well. Because David Moyes has almost kind of done this on a shoestring budget. I mean, do you know that since he's taken over, I think he's got it's something like a 65 million net spend. David Moyes has done this on, so he has done it really on a shoestring. It's quite amazing, really, what he's done. But do I think it's going to stop? I don't think it's going to stop. I don't think it's ever going to stop until they're gone. I mean, do you know something? I kind of joined a Newcastle group with the Saudi takeover because I was just kind of enjoying taking the piss out of them covertly. But even now, even at this point where Ashley's gone, what's his name? Howe was on an interview earlier on, and they had in his press conference, he had a Sports Direct sign behind him. There was people fucking raging on there, going mental on there because the Sports Direct sign is still there. So while that hatred is still there, I think as you both alluded to, people are not gonna forgive. They're just not.
They've
got really lucky, Nick.
Yeah. They have got lucky, Nick. I agree. They've got massively lucky because they got rid of Moyes first time round. They've brought him back. No one wanted him. Let's be honest. 90% of fans didn't want him. Let's be totally honest, right?
Yeah.
And they've lucked out, and they have lucked out.
But do you? No, hang on a minute. I don't think it's luck to employ him the second time. I think they've.
No.
I think they've re-employed him because of what they saw the first time compared to.
No, I disagree.
I get that. The luck is where we are now. They never forecast where we are to be now. Never.
The first one was
getting Moyes back was all about being safe, not being in Europe, not being.
Really? Do you think that? No, I think it made them look worse.
Yeah,
I think they had to swallow a big pair to get him back.
I didn't say when they got him back, they were still expecting it to be very safe, very mediocre. He'll keep us up, which he did. They didn't expect what's happened now. No fucking way.
Hey, look, James at E20 TV's son, look, he agrees with you. Lucky with Moyes and lucky with signings. There is a massive element. There's always an element of luck.
There's a massive element.
There's always an element of luck. But I think with Moyes,
I don't think any one of Moyes' signings have been lucky ever.
No, but Mike, let's be honest.
Do you know what? There is something else. We're not going to do this tonight, but because Gary being Gary, he's done quite a lot of prep for tonight, and there was another story that he did about pivotal moments for West Ham, right? And one of them, I'm going to refer to. I'm not going to do a spoiler. No, but one of them, one of those pivotal moments was before we signed Souček. The reason we signed Souček was because Gedson Fernandes binned us and went to Tottenham instead.
Yes,
if we hadn't have done that, we would never have got Souček.
Yeah.
So and Souček was especially when he came in. When Souček came in, he was massively important. I think the Czechs have been groundbreaking for us. I really do, because they're kind of, it's their work rate. I think it's infectious what they've brought to us. Do I think that Souček has technical limitations? Yes, I do. Do I think he's a brilliant player though? Yes, but I will call it as I call it.
Are we now being known by the Czech? Yes.
But Souček has been so important for us. He really has in this. But that, in a sense, was that luck? If we'd have got Gedson Fernandes,
of course it was.
It was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
completely agree.
Because it was a much better club. Tottenham got him.
Yeah. Well, he was brilliant.
Can I just say one thing though? I thought when we got rid of Moyes the first time, when I thought about it, I thought that's disgusting the way they treated this guy, because they said if you keep us up, you get a contract. They never stuck to it, and the only reason he came back second time round is because he was desperate to get his name back as a manager. Otherwise, we wouldn't have got him back either. The way they treated him was terrible at the end of the day, and it's all luck that he was still looking to rebuild his career.
Well, I'll tell you what, he is hot fucking property at the moment. Moyes. I mean, my God.
Yeah. Yeah,
he's back. He's back with a vengeance. I mean, he's what a manager. I mean, we had this on the show a few weeks ago. We had Stelios on. You know, he's a lovely guy. He's over at West Ham Fan TV, but he's quite sensible with his views. And I said to him, I weren't being negative. I was just, you know, I thought I was being No, but I thought I was being sensible. I said, can Moyes take us any further than where we are now? Because go any further to challenge, I said, without significant investment, a massive investment, can Moyes take this further? I said, I don't think he possibly can. Not as any detriment to him, but then Stelios came back and went, well, I think he can. He said, because with the type of manager that we've got, he'll go out and he'll buy the right player for the right money for the team, rather than going out and buying someone who's going to sell shirts. He'll, you know, in a sense.
That's going back to what we were saying earlier about if he's given 100 million, he'll give 50 million back.
Yeah.
He will buy the people that he wants. He'll buy the players that he wants to fit into his mould.
Yeah.
Not let's just spend 100 million for the sake of it. Because there are managers who do that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's I do think it will go away. I think Gold, Sullivan and Brady, going back to that point, what Gary was talking about, I think it will calm down. While we've got success, it will naturally it will quieten down, but it will always be boiling under the surface. So if we ever hit a bump or anything like that, and that's not because we're wishy-washy, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that hatred is not going to go very far.
It won't take a lot. No, I don't think it will take a lot for it to boil over again.
It won't.
You know, and that's what I don't want. That's what I don't want to happen, is because there will come a time, whenever it might be, when we'll have a few bad results, and then you don't want.
And then it sounds pissy.
Yeah.
Huh?
Then it sounds pissy because we've lost a few games. GSB out. Fucking hell.
Yeah. No, not even GSB out. Just in general. Not even GSB out. I'm just talking in general. Just like,
I do get
fans
that.
Are fickle, you know. So
I do get that, but at the same time, Mike, what I will say is, at the same time, I mean, look, people are entitled to do whatever they want. I'm not the type of person that protests. I've never protested for anything. I just, but at the moment, with the team doing as well as they are, you just kind of think with these people like James is one of them. I don't know if he's protested, but James has protested in his own way. He always went to the
James from E20.
James Fever from E20. I can't find the comment now. But basically, he's not been to that stadium since we've been there. He refuses
6 years,
to go.
Yeah, which is terrible, really.
He's refused to go. So in his own way, he's protested in that way because he's not.
And that's a shame, though, isn't it?
Refused to go back. Yeah. No, it is a shame.
Because I was one of them people. I said I weren't ever going to go, but I bit the bullet straight away and went. Not because of the stadium or because of the owners, because I'm West Ham and, I just can't.
That's the one there. Look, I haven't been to West Ham 6 years. They've ruined people's lives and businesses. Yeah. But you know what?
You're missing out on a fucking good time. To be fair,
he came honestly. He came and he don't live far either. He don't live down in Pompey like you. He only lives up the road. And I kind of said to him when he came down last time. It was after the Liverpool game, and Gary left on 90 minutes on clockwork, like he always does, because he's super efficient. And he left at 90 minutes. But what he did was he got down to the tow path because we park over at Here East. So he got down onto the tow path by the canal. And when the final whistle went, he said the noise was fucking ridiculous. And he was a long way away from the stadium. And there's a video. I don't know that I've still got it. That
that's not the stadium, Nick. That's the fans and the team making.
I know. But I said to him on that video, I said, look, you kind of Upton Park was amazing. It can never be replaced. If I could choose to go back to Upton Park now, would I go back? Yes. But do you know what? That doesn't mean because Upton Park was amazing. That doesn't mean that this place ain't going to be good too. That's what I'm trying to say.
When it's loud, it's fucking amazing.
It doesn't mean that this place can't be good too. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't, because you know why Upton Park was so good? Upton Park was so amazing because it had all of the memories there and everything else, and that is what it was. Do you know something? What if we start making memories here? The Liverpool in there. What if we start doing stuff like that here?
You ain't wrong, mate. You ain't wrong.
Do you know what I mean? Then this place will become special because of that. It's soulless at the moment because we've got a rich history with tons and tons of memories at Upton Park. And when we left it felt horrible. It felt horrible and cold.
Since we've been in lockdown and we've come back, I think it's been so much better because people want to get out. People want to get out.
That adds to it, then, doesn't it? That adds to it.
They want to get there. They want to be in that. When we went there for the gate game the other night, fucking hell, it was amazing.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, I know.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's true. It doesn't matter who you support. If you're doing well and your team's doing well, the ground will feel better. It doesn't matter where you play. If it's Hackney Marshes, if it's Upton Park, if it's London Stadium, it will feel better when you're playing well.
But there is a difference, Dave, and that is why when things start going well for us, we start misbehaving. And do you know what that is? Because we are definitively, and I mean this, the best fucking fans, certainly in London, certainly in this country. Because you know something? People like Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea, they try and compare themselves to, maybe not Chelsea, try and compare themselves to us, right? If they had to watch the shit that we've had to watch for the last sort of 15, 20 years, even longer, they wouldn't have half the fucking following that we've got now. We follow this team through everything. And then when things go well, it feels amazing. It feels amazing.
It's proof. It's proof. Just looking at Nick. Sorry, it's proof looking at Spurs because they're in this Europa fucking Visa Homes League.
Yeah. They're not going. They're not following them.
There's 13 fans who go abroad.
Yeah, they're not following them.
West Ham, given an opportunity, would send 2,000 would take 2,000 fans abroad, regardless of what the tournament is.
Yeah,
because we embrace that.
And that's the difference, in my opinion. That's why we're a little bit different, and we are passionate. Like I say, we have got. Sometimes we do let ourselves down, but on the whole, like I say, this is a special club, and if this club dares to get successful, fucking hell, we've got a lot of sleeping support as well. I mean, I'm not being funny. You won't be able to get a ticket for love nor money anywhere.
You're right, second bunk.
No. You know what? Go on, Dave. Go on, mate.
No, in that pub in just outside of Genk the other week. The song started off like Tottenham get battered. Everywhere they go.
I heard that one.
Yeah.
But then it went to, and this is the more positive side of West Ham supporters. It went to West Ham get massive everywhere we go. And that went on for, I swear, 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And when it started to dull, somebody would fucking raise the roof with it. And it was amazing, because that's what West Ham fans do. We're without wanting to sound too
wanky,
too cheesy and cliche, we are fucking massive. We are the best supporters in the Premier League.
No, we're the best supporters. The supporter base is huge. And like I said to you, we are, and in terms of in this country, in London and Essex and wherever else, we fucking fill that stadium anyway. If we ever dare to get successful, I'm not being funny. They could charge what they wanted for season tickets. People to pay it. They literally would. You know, and that's the thing.
Nick, I don't know how old you two are. You look a lot older than me, you two. Sorry, but me, I'm only joking. But I'm only.
You're on dial-up, anyway.
No, listen. Me and Nick are the same age, right? And we love West Ham, and we've got the passion for West Ham, and we've won fuck all in my lifetime, right? But I've still got great memories. I've got memories of players like Keith Rowland, like Martin Allen, like standards everyday play. No, but I'm just trying to say we ain't spoilt for choice like Arsenal and Tottenham and Man United have been for years. Most of my family are Arsenal, and all they've been whinging about for the last few years is, we haven't won a cup for a few years.
I know.
I've never seen Intertoto Cup, Playoff Cup, whatever, but I've never seen West Ham lift a major trophy. So these fans,
we haven't won fuck all in our lifetime, John.
And that's why we have the best fans, because most of our fans haven't seen anything.
We celebrate winning corners. Yeah. Away from home at times. We have done though, haven't we? You know, Liverpool.
We've had some good corners.
Yeah.
Especially now, but
at the moment we celebrate winning a fucking corner, because I mean
it's as good as a penalty.
I know.
I hope West Ham fans as a mass don't become too spoiled. If we just win a few games, maybe win a cup.
We will.
But you know, like getting back to the song.
I do. You know, you imagine being a fan of 11, 12 years old now, and if we just have 5 years of success, and by success I mean Europa League football, Champions League football, top four. It's not necessarily about winning titles, because not every team can win a title. You can't judge success on picking up a trophy. David Moyes has never won a trophy, and yet I'd argue is probably the most successful British manager in the Premier League, certainly in the last 15, 20 years.
Probably after Ferguson, After Ferguson,
after Ferguson.
Yeah.
You know,
you're probably right,
hence why Ferguson selected him, as his, he didn't want to pick a Mourinho or someone. He wanted to pick somebody who come through as a British manager. It didn't work out for him.
British.
But it doesn't mean...
Dave, can I ask you, Dave, because I don't know, I've not spoke to you about this before. I fucking was livid when we took Moyes on for the second time. Well, I've really been
surprising,
massively been proven. I really didn't want him. I did not want Moyes. I'll hold my hands up. Right? Were you a Moyes fan when we brought him back in?
No, right. No one was.
So no, I was. Moyes done the job for us.
I fucking weren't.
I wasn't a fan. I was just a bit. I wasn't not a fan, but
no, I wasn't impressed.
I didn't hate him. He done his job. He done the job for us. But modern football, we look past David Moyes, didn't we?
Exactly. Anyone with a foreign name.
He's not a fashionable name. So as soon as we appointed him, despite the fact that he'd done a great job for us previously, he turned Marko Arnautovic into our best player.
Yeah.
In that season, who was phenomenal. He took him.
That was unreal. That was unreal what he did there.
He's done the same with Antonio. You can't. That's not coincidence.
No, I agree.
I think he's clearly he's got he has got a form for that now, because he's done it with Arnie. He's done it with Antonio. But I think he that's why I said to you earlier on about Jimenez. I think the player that he wants leading that line.
He's got no pace.
I think he needs in our team. Now Jimenez is amazing. For me, I'd sign him every day of the week. But in a David Moyes team, in this David Moyes team, I don't know that it fits. And that's why I think that's why he's struggling. I think that's why he's struggling to find someone. You look at the players Edouard, fucking all these other players. He don't want them. He don't want them players.
Nick, Jimenez would be a perfect fit because Nuno made his team work. Listen, Nuno works his teams hard. The Tottenham players were moaning, "Oh, training's too hard," because he makes them work hard. Jimenez knows how to work hard. He'd be a great fit if he could. Yeah, if we could get him, which I don't think we will.
Right, this is a long message here. I'm going to read it out because it looks interesting.
Who's this about?
I don't know who he's from. At 14,
Antonio.
He was rejected by Tottenham.
Antonio.
And he went to look at that. 18, I mean, what a fucking journey he's had. At 18, he was signed by Reading. 5 loan spells in 4 years. 20.
Nick,
that's unreal. That is
I said about him after if Jamie Vardy didn't exist, he would be the next amazing story because he's come up from non-league and that. And that's the truth.
Antonio is fucking amazing.
And there's a player you're naming who, it doesn't matter who you could sign or who you couldn't sign. I cannot stand Jamie Vardy when he plays against West Ham, but I'd have him in West Ham any day of the week. Same as Craig Bellamy. Couldn't stand him.
I love Craig Bellamy.
Fucking loved him.
I love Craig Bellamy.
They're players who you want to see in the shirt.
100%. 100%.
Like Robbie Savage.
No, I'm not so sure.
No.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll move on from that now. So thanks, Gary. I hope you're having a good time.
Gary,
mayhem.
2 hours on that one.
You called fucking aggro there. You have. Right. So we're going to move on to a new feature, transfer roulette, that we'll be running through. So there will be 3. There's going to be centre back, attacking midfielder, and striker. But as Gary's not here, we've given him attacking midfielder. So these are the players that we've currently got on the list. If there is any other players that you want us to include in this, or players that you think, what the fuck are you talking about? Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat. Yeah.
Who suggested Phil Jones, mate?
Look, he's linked. He's linked with us. He is. It's there. So these are the players that we are linked with. Now, if I was to list them all, there wouldn't be a will big enough. We can't review them all. So each week we're going to review one player, a unique player, and we're going to let the will do the job for us. So a centre back and a striker. So John, as he is a self-proclaimed Virgil of the Marshes, is going to do the centre backs. So we're going to do centre back first. So John, shall we spin? I know you open for before we spin the wheel. Just
Phil Jones, because I can talk about how ugly he is.
And shit.
And shit.
Right. Let's go. Let's spin that wheel. You ready?
Do we sing the will? Like no, okay, go on.
No, go on. Collect a car.
Can I just say, Nick, them graphics are amazing, mate.
Do you like that?
Have we been sponsored by someone? What's happened?
I didn't feel dizzy one bit.
How have we got to this in 6 weeks? Amazing stuff, Nick.
I know. It's good, isn't it? It's good. No expense spared. Right, so let's throw up. Have I got one for collect a car? Probably not. Yeah, I have. There we go. John, go on, crack on.
Yeah, so I know we're linked with every Tom, Dick, and Harry in a minute, but obviously, due to the injury to Ogbonna, terrible injury, obviously, central defender for a lot of people is massively important. Coletta Carr, what is he, 25, probably valued at around 20 million at the minute, playing in Ligue 1 in France. Croatian international. He's played about 20-odd games.
In the last year of his contract, he's got...
yeah, you could probably get him for cheaper. Yeah, you could probably get him a bit cheaper. Yeah, his market value is that. Correct. Well done. I like him. He played all right in the Euro Championships. He done all right against Kane, as the picture shows there. you know, he's a big, strong defender. He's quick. He's quite nippy. He nips in front of the strikers very well. He didn't start his career in Marseille particularly well, I don't think, when he first went there a couple of years ago from RB. But I think he's won them over now. You know, I think he seems to be quite well respected over there and throughout the rest of Europe. Yeah, I think he's seen as one of the most assured defenders in France, in the French league at the minute. Mike, your thoughts?
I just told you, he's a quality defender.
I know. I'm saying your thoughts. You think he's one we should definitely go for?
Is he left-footed?
No.
Is he left-footed?
Yeah, he is a left footer.
He is a left footer, yes.
There you go.
But I don't think David would like him.
Why not?
Been linked with him for 2-3 windows.
Nah.
No, he's on now.
He's by now, wouldn't he?
There's no smoke without fire.
Windows, he would have done it by now, wouldn't he?
No, there's no smoke without fire. No smoke without fire. I think there's definite interest there. I think you see that with. I think he's definitely a player that Moyes likes, in my opinion. I mean, do you know what? I would now Claret. If we were to sign him, 100%, I'll be well happy.
Let me ask you a question then. They're both Tarkowski and Claret they're both out of contract in the summer, yeah? Tarkowski has played only in this country. He's probably played 300 games, right? Yeah. So he's got Premier League and English experience.
He won't come down south.
What's that?
No, he will now. He changed his mind.
Yeah, but that was 5-6 years ago. Let's just say theoretically, would you choose Tarkowski's Premier League experience over somebody who's untried? Who would you choose? Not just because the name, but a Moyes type player.
I would say Claret because of the age. Claret because of the age.
They're similar age. Tarkowski's only 3 years older. It's not
David Moyes player, obviously.
What, Tarkowski?
No, the Marseille guy.
Claret.
You think Claret is more of a Moyes signing?
He is, definitely.
Dave?
Yeah, he is a good footballer as well.
Yeah, I know he is.
He's good.
He's a better defender. He can play left back as well as he can left side of centre half. But I honestly think.
Don't you dare say Tarkowski.
I'd take Tarkowski. I'd have him.
I think Moyes would probably go, I'll spend 5 million on him and go and spend 15-20 million on Claret.
But would you have thought that Moyes was going to spend 25 million on Zuma though?
He's got his centre half now, hasn't he? He's got him.
That's a 25 million player.
I didn't think he'd go out. I suddenly didn't think he was a player he was going to sign.
No. To be honest, I mean, John said. I mean, John's centre back by nature, and you said because you're but you're very kind of forgiving of centre backs, and you said you didn't think much of Zuma, did you?
No, I didn't think much of his mentality.
A lot of people said that. A lot of people said that.
Yeah, they do. But the same as we said at the start of today's episode, whatever it's bloody called, we all sort of said about Edouard from Celtic, he's got an attitude problem. A lot of this stuff is built upon rumours and what you see on the media or what you see in the media. And the reality is, you don't know what they're like until you come to your club. And Zuma, for me, I thought Zuma was a bit of a loose cannon, a bit eccentric. I thought he had loads of mistakes in him. I never saw in him previously what I see in him now. You know,
which is the absolute consummate professional.
Huh?
The absolute consummate professional.
Yeah, 100%. But I didn't think that. But I would not have thought that when he was not at West Ham. Not because he was at Chelsea, just because of the perception that I built up from him. I don't know where.
No, I completely agree. I never saw that about Zuma either.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to be honest with. The biggest shock for me, I was very unimpressed when we signed Dawson. I weren't going mad because he weren't a major signing. He was in my mind he was a backup signing. It weren't no big deal. But one of those where you think he's a Watford reject. What the fuck is that?
He couldn't even get in the Watford team in the Championship.
What the fuck is that? You know,
he's dog shit, isn't he? I can't stand him. His aggression. The way he scores goals.
Do you know what?
Che Adams' head into orbit.
Do you know what his weak point is though? And I said this to Ben the other day, and this is the thing. It's like the way he attacks.
His name's Craig.
Yeah, but the way he attacks corners, right? The way that Dalton attacks corners, right? He's like fucking. He's a madman. Honestly, he's mental. That is his weakness. I think he gets a rush of blood to the head, and occasionally, because he commits himself, and he does that sometimes when he's defending as well. And that is why we have seen certain mistakes from him. But he is a very good player. He's much better than I thought he would be. Much better.
I'm not lying, Nick. And I don't think this footage has been shown, but I've seen 2 goalposts been stretchered off after he's gone out for a fucking corner, connected with it. He is such a throwback. You imagine him in that team with Dix, Breaker, Martin Allen, George Paris. He is that player. Is he not? He takes me back to the late 80s, early 90s.
You think he's a bit of a modern day Alvin Martin? Alvin Martin.
Yeah. He would put a little bit of bandage around his head. He'd need 19 stitches, but he'd be like, fuck off.
Do you know who's going to score most of our set piece goals now? Didn't you?
Terry Butcher.
Yeah, that's Terry Butcher.
Who's going to score most of our set piece goals now? It's going to be fucking Zuma, because not only is he 7 foot tall, he can jump another 4 foot and all. He's ridiculous. He's superb, honestly. He really hangs in the air.
He does
anyway,
he did get 10 goals a season for Chelsea, so yeah, let's have that.
So look, the transfer roulette has chosen Claret. Are we all happy if that was to happen?
Yes, okay, we're happy with that one.
I'd be happy, but I don't think he's a Moyes signing.
No.
Yeah, well, I
think Tarkowski is more of a Moyes signing, in my opinion.
All right, let's jump into strikers then. Hang on.
What do you know?
We've got Hlozek. That's the one that we're going to get in it. You know that for about fucking 50 pence from
Take him out.
Simeone, who's he's what's his name's son, isn't he? The Atletico Madrid manager, Diego Simeone's son. Belotti, Vlahovic, who I don't think we've got any chance to get in because there's loads of clubs in for him. He would be a dream. If we got Vlahovic, he is top class. And I mean properly
top class, that one is.
Properly top class. Martial, Lacazette.
Where's Fellaini?
Before we spin that wheel, who do you want this to land on?
Fellaini. Fellaini.
Hozek.
Of that lot, I don't know. Belotti, I'd say. Belotti.
Belotti, yeah.
Okay, well, let's go. Let's spin the wheel.
The wheel.
Here we go.
Oh, it's scary. Oh, no.
Keep pushing it. Dave thinks you've got a pedal under your desk.
Oh, dear me.
I feel like, is Jemmy Powell there?
Right, so the only fucking clip I got of this one is the one I've done on my research on. It's probably all wrong. Right, so let's throw him up. Right, so Anthony Martial. Signed by Louis Van Gaal.
What's that? Fucking hell!
You definitely work from home, didn't you?
Yeah.
Signed by Louis Van Gaal from Monaco for 36 million in 2015. He earns £250,000 a week, and that contract runs until 2024. He's 26 in December. He's got 30 caps for France. In his career appearances, 339 in total. He's got 94 goals, 58 assists. I've got that wrong now. I've done that as a typo. So 152 GA. He is right-footed. He can play anywhere across the front. He scored 6 goals against. He scored 6 goals against West Ham. For Man United, like I say, they paid 36 million for him. They pay £250,000 a week for him, £1 million a month, to put that in perspective. He's played 265 times. He scored 79 goals. Now, basically, I did the maths on this earlier on.
It's for 10 goals. That's
from the time that they've signed him, they've paid £1.3 million per goal.
How many goals has he scored for Man United?
79 goals.
6 against West Ham.
How have you worked that
out? 250k a week.
Oh, his wages.
He's £1 million a month, and he's been there since 2015.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So that's a lot of millions they're paying him. They're paying him £1 million a month plus that transfer fee.
Not just Jenny Powell. You must have Carol Vorderman there with you as well.
Yeah, but it's cost them £1.3 million per goal. Now, I've got to be honest. After all that said, for us to sign him as a loan until the end of the season, I'd take that in a heartbeat because he's in the
There's no need to be personal.
Mike, he's in the shop window. He's in the shop window. This could work for both parties, right? We would need someone that would come in.
No.
Mike don't want it.
No.
But Nick,
Mike's he's stuck on Emil Heskey, isn't he? He's living down in Pompey.
But Nick,
go on,
Nick. Right, if they go to Martial and say, right, we want you to come in on loan, Martial's going to say, I want to start. I'm not going to come from sitting on the bench at Man United to come and sit on the bench and wait.
The bench at West Ham.
I don't see really. I don't really see where that's going to happen.
No.
I'm not saying he's not a good player, but I can't see that happening.
I would listen. I'm not saying I would try him. I'm not saying. Listen, we're playing devil's advocate. I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm
playing fuck off. Shut up.
It's that 10% Al Mike's drinking. Bastard! Fuck off.
Father Mike.
Father Mike.
Has 7 sons.
Go on, Dave. What do you think about Martial?
Go on, Martial. So just say, right, basically we've signed him, Dave. The roulette has said we've signed him. We've signed Claret and Martial. How are we making this work? Honestly.
We have signed him.
No, we signed him.
If we have signed him, we've got to make do with him. But I would go nowhere near.
You wouldn't touch him?
No.
What about you, John?
I can't see he's a Moyes signing. I think he's too high profile for Moyes.
Did we not have this? No, he was high profile. He's not anymore.
No, he's not.
He still is.
He's not hard-working enough. It's not hard-working enough for Moyes.
If it's a choice of Lingard and Martial, we're all going Lingard.
Yeah, of course. 100%.
Oh no! But I don't think it'd be Lingard or Martial. I think it would be both.
No, Martial's not a.
He's never coming near our.
I would sooner. What position does Martial play?
He plays. Well, he's right-footed, but he plays anywhere across the front.
Nah. So anywhere that Lingard does.
Not
anywhere that Lingard does, anywhere that Ben Rama can, anywhere that Bowen can. So therefore, he's a no for me.
No.
I don't like his attitude. I don't want. We've got a very, very strong squad.
What's he doing here?
So look, I'm all prepared. We've got our new signings.
Are we signing?
They're in the wrong kit, Nick. They're in the wrong kit.
Jesse, that's it. Pink lemonade. That's it. Jesse.
So we got our new signings. So Caleta. Does Caleta? Let's start on Caleta first. If we sign Caleta, does he come in with Dawson?
If we sign him, he has to go in the team, but Moyes will not sign him. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I don't want him.
You don't want him? Ever since I've taken Dawson out of the team, Dave don't like him no more.
Put Craig Dawson. He's the most fucking beautiful Englishman.
Get him back. And he got good hair, Dave.
He's stunning looking.
He's got better hair than you, Dave. He's got better hair than you, Dave.
Well, hang on.
Right.
Hang on.
John. So you're saying, so hang on, Dave, be serious, right? We've just signed Caleta. We've just signed Caleta. You ain't fucking, you're saying Dawson's going to start.
Yeah, definitely.
Kriegel.
If we are doing well, which we have done when Dawson has played, why do we need to?
Well, then why did Zuma come in for Dawson when Zuma came in?
Why did Zuma come in for Dawson? Because Zuma's Zuma, isn't it? It's different.
But Dawson's Dawson.
Kriegel.
Look, it's always a credible argument. You buy players and they improve your squad, and they'll come in and replace players.
Told you this would.
Zuma, we didn't just buy a player. We brought a personality who was going to come into that team and make us better. I don't think this Caleta is going to come in and make us any better.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
I don't think he will.
No, we've just signed Caleta. So what you're saying is we've just signed him for 15 million, and now he's on the bench with Vlasic. So
no, what he's saying is Moyes won't go near him.
We got in Craig Dawson.
Hang on,
Kriegel.
So because poor old, we haven't even spoken about Vlasic. Hang on, before we move on,
you've got to beat Craig Dawson now to be number one.
Listen, before we move on to the striker who's going to get caned, what about poor old Vlasic? What's happened here?
Who?
Vlasic, exactly.
Vlasic. Oh, I've heard about him. I don't know what's going on, but you could say the same about.
What's going on with that?
Maybe he's just like.
Is he no? But is he ever going to get played? If we sign, especially if we sign Lingard or someone else in the summer, is he ever going to get played?
No.
Yeah, he really feels like a club signing.
Do you think
not a Moyes signing?
No, he doesn't feel like a Moyes signing.
But that's dangerous, then, isn't it?
It's nothing. It's nothing against the guy.
Benny wasn't a Moyes signing, was he?
What?
Benny wasn't a Moyes signing, and then he came up to.
No, and he's proved his worth, and I hope Vlasic does. But I look at Vlasic and I don't see Moyes signed him. I see there's a signing between agents and clubs, and that's how we've ended up with him.
Do you know what though? Do you know what makes me think that that may not be the case is because Rob Newman is very good friends with, I can't think of his name now. No, I can. Mark Rohan. He's our analyst that we've signed as part of our scouting team. And his job, he knows Rob Newman, so they brought him as a pair. And Rohan in the summer was the analyst for the Croatia team, for the Croatia national team. So this is a chap that's been scouted by our new scouting setup.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Basically, that's what's happened there. So Rohan, he was signed before the summer. He was recruited before the summer, but still played out with his duties that he had to do, same as Moyes did. He was involved in the summer, but we then went on and we paid big bucks for this.
Croatian.
Yeah, and the thing is, do you know what? I feel sorry for him because there's a lot of people that fucking hate him, and I don't know why. Because I think in his position, right now, this is for me. You're going to hate me, Dave. Right? When Zuma came in, he went straight into the team because the only person he had to knock out the team was Dawson.
He never went straight into the team.
He didn't.
He never went straight in.
He did walk straight in. Walked straight into the team.
But what I'm trying to get at is, I think in those positions, Ben Rama, Fornals, and Bowen, you've got three very talented players on fucking fire, and that is who he's going up against. And I just think I don't think he's doing anything wrong. Do you know what I want from him? Do you know every now and then, like we did from Ben Rama last year, even when Ben Rama weren't playing well, you saw a glimpse. I want to see a glimpse of something.
Yeah.
From who?
From Vlasic. I want to see a glimpse.
If he's not good enough to get on the pitch, you're not going to see anything.
Yeah, no, I know.
We all knew at the end of last season, despite how well Craig Dawson had done, we all knew that we needed a centre half to come in and be. Bonner's not young; he's 30 years old. He's now injured, so it actually makes that signing even more critical. So we all knew that signing a centre half, that person would come in and play as a centre half and be focal in our team. Yeah. I don't see anyone like with Vlasic. When you look at the front 3-4, when we signed him, I was thinking, yeah, all right, he's going to have to bide his time, and he still has to bide his time. He was never signed as a player who was going to come in and dislodge Ben Rama, Bowen, or Fornals.
Why did we sign him as a squad player?
Why did we sign him?
Why did we spend so much money on him? Is what I'm saying. When we needed a striker.
Yeah, but most of it's add-ons.
Or a defender.
Because I still retract. It was a board signing and not a manager's signing.
I mean, if that's the case, that is bullshit. And but honestly, Dave, if you go back to that, you're telling me that in the window where David Moyes didn't sign his contract until right towards the end because he was literally using it as a. Do you think they literally would have gone out and bought a player that he didn't want? He wouldn't have signed.
Really?
Yeah, possibly.
I think. Listen, I think we've got to be honest here, right? Moyes has got it right more often than not. He's. Yeah. And this is the thing. I don't even want to. If Vlasic does turn out to be a dud, then do you know what? If that is Moyes' signing, he's allowed a dud because you can't get it right every time. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think that Moyes would have signed that new contract if they were buying players that he didn't want. I think he's better than that now. I don't think that is the case. I don't think that is the case.
Next season, and Vlasic will be superb.
I think Vlasic, 4-0 started slow.
Yeah.
4-0 started slow. I think Vlasic, I've seen nothing to suggest that he's a bad footballer. I think he's tidy. I think he does things well. Like I said, from an attacking player, you want to see a little bit more, especially when you got that price tag on your head.
I can't see how you make any. I can't see how you make any judgment on him, good or bad, because he's just.
That's what I mean.
Nothing. I've seen nothing because he hasn't showed me anything. Right. Because he hasn't been on the pitch. So
he has. No, he's played a bit. Johnny has played a bit, mate. He's for instance, we spoke about Crowell.
When he has played, it's been very, very mediocre.
He has played. He has played.
Exactly, and he has played and not.
What about Martial then? We've gone off the subject. What about Martial? Because
do you want me to be honest? Right.
Go on.
If Martial comes in, do you know something? That is a talented kid. If he comes into this team, because what we do you know? No. Let me get down to fucking why.
No. Not with no.
Let me finish, Mike. Listen, right? No. What I'm saying is there is a reason why when these players that come from these massive fucking clubs and these massive academies, they are brilliant. He's a top-class player. Martial is a top-class player, right? Lingard is a top-class player. When Lingard came to us, he looked like fucking Messi. And there is a reason for that. And that is because they are, to a degree, like Declan Rice is for us. Declan Rice is the type of player that would be a Man United or a Chelsea. He's one of those players. We are bringing in, when you bring in players like Martial, just because he's I am sorry, if you played Martial, I don't know who I would drop. I don't, because I love all of that.
I know what you're going to say here. You're going to say if you played Martial instead of Antonio, he'd score more goals.
No, not Antonio. Not Antonio. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Mike, what I'm saying is...
I don't know what I'm saying.
Mike, listen. Let me finish. What I'm trying to say is Antonio Martial... Listen, Mike. Antonio Martial, I'll be honest with you, I think he has got more quality than probably all of our front three.
No, fuck off.
I think he has.
Oh, you're getting so aggressive, Michael.
Mike has turned into Father Jack. Mike has. He's just going,
no. I'm not saying he's a better player. I'm not saying he's better, like for us. Like Bowen, he's amazing for us. But he's amazing because of his workman. He fits into the Moyes system. Fornals is played on that left-hand side because Fornals covers Cresswell. He puts in so much, and he's amazing. He's a brilliant player. Nick. Ben Palmer's a luxury player that we can only have one in the team. I think Moyes will only ever have one luxury player. But I think Martial. Well, look, we're not going to sign him. I don't think we're going to sign him. Not on a loan. But you know something? I'll be honest, Mike. I'm telling you this now. If we sign Martial within 2 months, you would be fucking kissing his ass like we all were kissing Lingard's ass.
Fuck off.
Yes, you fucking would. You would be. You would, because he would be good. In our team, we're a good team. We're a good unit. When we bring players like that in, we make that. Look at Lingard. Lingard never gets that freedom like what he got at our team at Man United. He never gets that. So we literally played everything around him. And then you bring someone like, and I'm not saying Martial's better than Lingard. He's not. But he's on a par. They're both quality players.
I wouldn't say that Martial is. I don't think he'd come in and start dancing around and doing 4-man band celebrations and all that. I don't think he's got the personality for our team.
I'd like to think that he's learned. If he came in, he'd have learned from the fucking Haller debacle, because I actually feel sorry for Haller, because people
talking about Haller, Nick. Look at Chris Miles said.
What's that?
Your mate Chrissy.
Yeah, he knew he was a dud. Really? After 2 games, I thought he was good when he started. Haller.
I love Haller.
I thought he looked good when he started.
Basically, the wheel was picked out that no one wants.
So as a roulette wheel, just sign 2 duds. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No, that's fine. So neither of them 2 fuckers are getting in our team. Fuck off.
No, that's not. No, they're not Moyes signings. They would get in the team if they came. He ain't going nowhere near them.
Well, they would be Moyes signings if he signed them.
I would.
I'm not sure I agree with this. What Chris said. I've never thought Lingard was shit.
Never. I was no, and that was.
Fuck off.
But I do think there was a little bit of. He was definitely showing up at Man United like who's his mate, French guy Paul Pogba. He kind of become less interested.
He started doing clothes label. He did the clothes label, didn't he?
Less interested. I remember in football, that. More interested in being marketed. And then he gets dropped. He gets dropped out of an England squad. He's not playing for England, Man United very often, and West Ham come knocking on his door. And all of a sudden, his interest in football is bang sky high again.
Oh dear!
We West Ham rejuvenated Jesse Lingard.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
We have he has the potential. West Ham have the potential to make him an England regular. I believe that. Yeah. I think you look at players who are playing for England. If Mason Mount is better than Jesse Lingard, then I'm a fucking Scottish horse rider.
Desmond.
But Dave, I think you'll all agree with me when I say Declan Rice aside, we are not a team full of world-class players. We are a team. We are a football team. We're a team that basically we're good because everyone plays. Everyone's working towards the same goal. We're unlike any other team in that top 6. And I think when you bring a player like a Lingard or somebody who's got top quality who can buy into that environment, I think when you do that, they will flourish because you're giving them a platform. We've got an amazing team, and all of a sudden you've got all the workers underneath. And you're telling that superstar, go on, there's your stage, go and perform. You know?
Yeah. But there was players in that squad who were still there who wouldn't allow this superstar theory. Or you read what Mark Noble said, or Jesse Lingard said when he first came to West Ham. We're going to an away game. Mark Noble picks him up. First thing he does is get on his phone, sat on his phone, and Mark Noble says, "You fucking put that away."
Yeah.
You know, that's not what you do with us. We all have a chat here.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Taking selfies. We're on our way to fucking Liverpool.
Do you know what? Wherever. What I will say is if after all of this, Jesse Lingard does actually sign for us, I will fall in love with him. Because it will prove that it's not all been bollocks. All these articles.
You'll only fall in love with him if he comes back and it's Instagram running again.
Yeah, there is that. But look, anyway, let's do our Premier League predictor anyway. So we'll go Dave first. Leicester at home against Chelsea. What are you thinking?
2-1 Chelsea.
Ooh. Oh shit, not 12.
Is Mike going to give
tap button's not working?
I'm here. Hello.
He's fucking gone. Look, Mike. Hang on. Right, go on, Mike. This is your one. You'll enjoy this one. Aston Villa versus Brighton.
What?
Premier League predictor. Aston Villa versus Brighton. Who's going to win?
2-1 Brighton. 2-1 Brighton.
A 10% beer he's been drinking. Right, John, Burnley versus Palace.
Burnley Park, Jesus. 1-1.
1-1. They're Arsenal nil.
Right, Dave, Newcastle versus Brentford.
Fucking hell.
That's a cunt and all, isn't it? Also, I didn't
do you know what's a good bet this week? A good bet this week is all Norwich, Newcastle, and Villa all to win. New manager,
I think Newcastle will win this one.
Yeah.
New manager.
I think they'll win 3-1.
2-1.
Fuck off.
3-1.
3-1.
3-1.
Right.
Joel Linton. Joel Linton, mate. God fucking Joel Linton.
Callum Wilson.
Yeah. Right. Norwich versus Southampton. We go Mike.
2-1.
What? To Norwich?
Hello.
Yeah.
Norwich.
Yeah. Scummers. Fuck off.
Right, John. Watford versus... Oh, look, this one. That's an interesting one. Watford versus Man U.
2-2.
Oh, I go 1-0 to Watford.
Nah, they both can't defend.
Right, we'll do a collective on this. I think we all said a win, didn't we?
Yeah.
I said 2-1. Yeah, we all said a win.
I said 3-1.
All right. We'll go 3-1. I'll take that.
But Wolves nil, Nick. Wolves nil. West Ham are massive.
Yeah.
It won't fit in the box, Dave.
It won't fit in the box.
Shit.
There you go. Look.
Fucking Nick,
Just in case you don't know, West Ham are massive. Right. So, are we going to go with this? Right, it's a bit of a plastic game. All right. We give Dave this one. Liverpool versus Arsenal.
No, I think Arsenal are going to get a point.
0-0.
I think they'll get a point. I think this will be 1 each.
1 each.
Arsenal, aren't they? Yeah. Arsenal are looking all right now.
Yeah.
Until they play us. Right. John. Man City versus
I just want to show you my Mikel Antonio pencil. Look, Jamaican. I'm a Jamaican fan now because of Antonio. See it? You didn't know I bought that today. Look, yeah, look. What are we on? Sorry.
We're on Man City versus Everton.
2-0 City.
Right. And there we go. Right. Do this right, please, Mike. Don't fuck around. Tottenham at home to Leeds. The rules are Tottenham don't ever win.
Tottenham don't ever win.
No.
You're not allowed to say Tottenham's going to win.
Play the game, Dave. Mike.
8-0.
3-0. 2-2.
Leicester. Leeds.
Leicester.
Good man. I like
Leicester. Leicester.
Mike, you are fucked. Right, hang on.
Oh, hang on, he's doing the Soucek pose. I mean, Soucek's fit.
Right, there we go. So I'll tell you what we're going to do as we're on this. Look, so we're going to calculate that. Where does that put us? We're currently third.
Second, third again. Come on, calculate.
That's what I mean. I've done it. So I'll tell you what we'll do. As Dave's just opened another can, and against Gary's, because he never likes going to another week. We're gonna go to next week.
Oh, Nick, for God's sake, a bit dramatic.
Come on, let's do the following. We're currently third. We've got to get up to second. So let's just whiz through this.
Oh, should we just predict it that we become second? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Anyone above us loses. Okay,
right,
excellent.
Right, John. Arsenal versus Newcastle.
3-0 Newcastle. If that's what you want, I'm going to give it to you.
Come on, be honest.
No, I'll do it. I'm going to say 2-0 Arsenal.
Right, Dave. Palace versus Villa.
2 each.
Ooh. Right, Mike. Be quick. Come on. Liverpool versus Southampton.
5-0.
Bloody hell. You don't like Southampton?
No, I don't.
Right. I'll do this one. Norwich versus Wolves. I'm going to go 1-2. Right. John, Brighton versus Leeds.
2-0 Brighton. Leeds are terrible.
Hey, Dave, Brentford versus Everton.
1-0.
This is officially our longest stream, by the way, gents. So well done.
Really?
Yeah. So Mike, go on. Burnley versus Tottenham.
Well, 8-0.
You got to make it look realistic, Mike. You got to make it look realistic.
No,
they've got to lose. They have to lose.
6-0. Sorry.
6-0. Well, I'm going to take that off you, Mike. Right, Dave, I'm going to give you that one. Right, Burnley versus Tottenham. Tottenham do have to lose, though. That is the rules.
Okay.
8-0.
19-0.
Right, we'll go with 8-0. We'll go with Mike's original.
No.
This is just balding. What happens when Gary's not here?
I know. Right, John.
I can't control you, Nick.
Leicester versus Leicester. Leicester versus Watford.
Leicester versus Watford will be 2-1 Leicester. At least someone's got a bit of sanity around here.
That's it. Right, we're going to give you right. I'll tell you what. Who we're going to give this to? One person's going to choose. We're going to give it to the man in the West Ham shirt, as it is West Ham National Football Shirt Day. So, Dave, Manchester City versus West Ham. What's the score going to be?
I'm going to this game as well, so I'm going to go for Manchester City 2.
West Ham 5.
West Ham United 3.
Ooh. Down you hands. Right, John. Final one, big one. Right. Chelsea versus Man U.
2-0 Chelsea.
Right, this is the last one we're doing. This has got to put us fucking second, or we're going to have to go again. Right, hang on.
I'm not going again, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're second.
There we go, we're second. 29 points.
Hurrah!
11 points from safety. Right, okay. That's that. Okay. John, I will hand over to you, mate. That's us. That's us done.
Are we done?
That's us done, yeah. So you can wrap up. Go on, you can do the Gary.
Oh God. Gary.
No, yeah. Gary.
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 I'm not good at being sensible like Gary. Okay, yeah. Well, we've had the longest show we've ever had tonight, and it could be down to Dave and Mike being fantastic guests, or it could be down
took me hours to get on here.
Yes, and also it's took us quite a while to get some straight answers from Mike in the last half an hour.
Yeah.
So, if you like what we've done, if you like what we do, which is pretty much talk rubbish in a pub, but it's not a pub, but we talk about West Ham. If you want to like and subscribe our channel, it will make a difference to our lives. So, tell your friends, tell your wife, whatever, like and subscribe. See you next time. Hit it.
Okay, thanks everyone. Stay online. We'll have a chat in a minute. Right.
Don't tell them they want to.